morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, wherever you are in the world. This is Brunch Boxing. I'm your host, Matt, and obviously, we have a special guest that we're going to get to in a second. But first, I got to introduce the co-host of Brunch Boxing, the master of the walk and talk, the master of the sit and spit, the John Madden of boxing himself, EzRaw Boxing. What's going on, Ezra?
I'm not used to starting the show on time. I got to be honest with you. This is throwing me off a little bit. I like my half hour of kind of, stretching, figuring out where I'm at mentally. I don't have a coffee. I don't even have a warm drink in front of me. All I have is a cold glass of water, but I think that's going to be enough. I think I still have enough of the tank to get this done. Now,
Oh, God.
question, just real quick. My camera, is it like only showing 1/3 of it?
That's for you and Hugh to discuss. I have no clue. I'm not looking at you right now. I'm looking at my notes. And obviously, behind the scenes, we have the master marionette, the producer of Brunch Boxing, my guy Huey P. What's going on, Huey? Oh, great. Huey
You're on
is
mute. Cubic,
muted.
you're on mute.
Oh, I'm
Awesome.
on mute. My bad,
Our
my bad. We doing
producer
good. We
doesn't know
doing
how
good.
to unmute himself.
Hey
Jesus
man,
Christ.
it's been a busy morning getting the show ready. We started on time, like Ezra said. We got a guest here. We got a lot of news to get into for the week.
All right. And listen, the aforementioned guest, very, very special guest, one of the biggest movers and shakers in the boxing industry. Some might call her Brittany. I call her the BGB of
Yeah,
TGB Promotions. Brittany Goossen Brown, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing today, Brittany?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm excited to have you on, especially on a morning of a big fight. Tonight we have Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. Uh, T-Mobile Arena, Las Vegas, Nevada. It's a big fight feel, and a lot of storylines going into the fight. First of all, how are you feeling about the atmosphere in Las Vegas right now?
You could feel it last night. It felt like a big fight. You know that when the MGM is super crowded with people with big boxing gloves to get signed and all the people standing by the elevators, you know it's time. Like it, we start the fight week off what Tuesday, Wednesday, and it's kind of empty, and you see it little by little just get more crowded. But we got everyone here. It seems like Barrios has a lot of fans though,
Oh
which
yeah.
yeah, I mean, it seems like they came out heavy from Texas for him. So that's good for my vibe, what I like for tonight. So yeah, you can feel it. It's in the atmosphere now. We're ready for a big fight. And we got the David press conference at
Oh
I think
yeah. We're
I think
definitely
at
gonna get into
11:30
that.
this morning. So
Yeah.
yeah. So we got a big day of fights and boxing and big news for us, and official announcement for Cinco de Mayo weekend.
Now, I would be remiss if we talked about Ryan versus Barrios without bringing up Oakland Joe, Joe Goossen. He's been in the news and on the tip of Ryan Garcia's tongue. Ryan Garcia is basically calling him a rat, a mole, saying that he released information to Javante Tank Davis about Ryan's injury, and Ryan was upset about it. What are your thoughts on that whole situation? Because obviously it's hit very close to home.
I got called. I mean, I went on Twitter like the next day or X, whatever it is, and I had so many people calling me a mole and saying I was, the facilitator between my uncle Joe and Ryan. I never knew he was in. I didn't know. No one told me that. Had I known, I would have been panicking. That would have, that was too. I don't know what's. My uncle Joe's not going to risk his 40+ year Hall of Fame career to tell Tank to go for the body. Okay, I don't think anyone has to tell Tank to go for the body. I think he knows what to do. So it was the dumbest thing. I couldn't believe everyone ran with it. No one, no one was a mole. Although, if there was a mole, there's one currently in his camp. So I'd be more worried about that. So just saying,
Oh.
I didn't have to be the mole. There's another one that he didn't get the right mole if that's what he's playing, the game
Yeah.
that he's looking for. So, unfortunately that does happen in camp though. You got sparring partners that come in, you have their trainers, their coaches, there's so many people. It's hard if you can't blame my uncle's not going to do that. There's no benefit in that for him. So it was actually kind of disrespectful to me that he ran with it instead of knowing he knows my uncle. He knows him. He's known him for a long time. He should have made that pretty clear. Take the L like a man. Don't say this, that. No one, there was no cheat code. You didn't need one. I'm sorry. Like there was no more. Then
Yeah.
there is currently one though.
Now I gotta ask you about that.
Hey,
what,
double
what
jeopardy, double jeopardy. If yeah, this time I did go tell. I
what's
did. I
going
went
on in
and
Ryan's
told.
camp now? Oh my gosh.
I'm just saying, I heard what I heard, and I wasn't the mole, but I sure told what I was told. So if you're
Now
gonna get
obviously
accused, might as well go for it.
obviously you guys are gonna be rooting for your guy, Mario Barrios. Can you just talk about where he's at in his career? Because he's been in some big fights. Another big fight for him. Seems like he's been a little bit disrespected by the fans, but
Yeah,
tonight is a night where he could really show his worth.
he has to, right, tonight. He's the most underrated like champion I've ever. He's so tough, and it's not going to be an easy walk in the. Look at his last couple fights. You know, what he's fought. Look at the list of names he has. He's
Yeah.
the champ. He has been overlooked though quite a bit, huh? It's not really fair. He just doesn't have like that and that attention on him that Ryan has, or that some of these other guys got. But he's a sturdy, tough guy, and it's not going to be easy. I think he's going to pull it out. I have faith in my uncle too. So I, you know, he's
Yeah.
looked good. He's ready. He's in shape. He's mentally there. And that's maybe the toughest battle of all of this, the mental game. So we're looking forward to it. Actually, I just saw them this morning. So we're looking forward to it and getting that win.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Now,
Yeah.
you guys have a lot of other events coming up. March 28th, you have Sebastian Fundora versus Keith Thurman. You guys just announced the full undercard for that fight. Just tell the fans about that event that you have coming up in March.
Well, first of all, that fight that we've been trying to, it's been postponed so many times.
I didn't want to say it. You said it. I
Uh-huh.
didn't want to say it.
Every time I'm like, okay, here we go. But this time we're good, third time's the charm, right? So is it the third or second?
This is
It
like the third
feels
time.
it feels like a long time. But Sebastian's really coming into his own too as a champion. He's tough. It's hard to get in on him. Look at that reach is crazy. Crazy. He's like the nicest kid too. And then you have Keith Thurman. He's so funny. Do you guys have him on here?
Yeah, well, we're gonna have Keith Thurman on here
You
very
have to.
soon.
I call it deep with Keith because he just has he's a very personable guy. And he's a star. Look at he's a real champ, and he's proven himself over these years too. It's going to be a test for Sebastian, and I think it's going to be a great fight. I think that's a great matchup. I've been wanting to see it now for what, 2 years, 3 years.
Yeah,
So here we go. We're a
I
month
think so
away.
too. I
Yeah.
know a lot of people are underrating Keith in this fight. I have a feeling that the old man is gonna pull it off. This is just me. I just have a feeling he's gonna pull it off.
Yeah, there's something too about that ring knowledge that only a refined fighter could have, right? So I don't know. It makes for a good fight. We'll see. I think.
Now, another interesting fight on this one. You have Frank Sanchez going up against Richard Torres. You guys are working with Top Rank, obviously, on this one. How's that relationship been in recent years? Because I know fans always think that PBC and TGB and Top Rank are like mortal enemies, but it seems like you guys, as always, have been working with other promoters hand in hand to deliver big fights to the boxing public.
Yeah, definitely. No, we just did a show with Top Rank not too long ago. I want to say in December, right? I think they had a Top Rank fighter on their card.
Yeah,
Yeah. So no, we've always worked well with them. My dad and uncles worked for Top Rank when I was very little. When I first started coming to MGM for fights back in the day, when it was like still the yellow brick road, it was all Wizard of Oz theme. Do you guys? It was. Do you remember that? Were you guys around for that? Were you? I mean, it was
There
cool.
was
This was. It
there
was.
was a Wizard of Oz. Oh, entrance. You're
Yes.
saying? Oh
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
I get saying. Oh, okay.
It was a big thing. It was like I probably have photos of some of our fighters with the whole with like the Tin Man. It was a big thing here. I loved it when I was little. But yeah, we they worked for Top Rank at that time. My dad and my Uncle Dan and Uncle Joe had fighters. Yeah, we've known them for a long time. Very no animosity there. We're always going to work with whoever if it benefits our fighter. If it's a good, we're not going to ever hinder anything because of the politics of boxing. That's not, we've never been like that. I don't know how that reputation and the rumors started online. It's not like that. But there are a lot of things people don't understand behind the scenes too, as far as like network deals and, certain deals with certain properties that you have to really like the legal side of it. It's not always as simple as, hey, these two guys want to fight, let's just do it. And people don't really know that part.
What's the most common thing that people are not aware of as far as fans? Like when we talk boxing and we're just not thinking of it.
Probably that the network, the fact that you have to do network deals, or you have a venue whole date that you have to do at this venue, that this person it's contradictory with their sponsors, or things like that. Just like very little intricacies in the legal matters that it I think the Twitter world, especially because I sometimes I go on there every once in a while when I can remember my password, and it will be like, and people will just be like, "Oh, they don't want to work with this." It's like you don't understand how detailed it has to be, and how many lawyers are involved to even get a contract done. The POS agreements. I mean, it's not always as simple as let's just do it. I wish that would be fun if I could just be like, come to Tengu's Boxing, fight it out, but there's a lot of contractual agreements and things that I try not to read all about, but I have to. But yeah, there's lawyers. I mean, there's a big business. I think people don't understand that we're in an office all day. My dad and me every day. I don't even think the fighters really know, and months and months and months of planning go in to a fight week. And we have a whole team. We do calls like PR. It's just there's so much, and everyone just sees fight night or the weigh in. They don't even know what we're doing. Really,
Yeah,
sometimes I don't
that
even know
yeah.
what we're doing. But
Yeah, it's like I always tell people, like if you've like been to a live show, especially behind the scenes, there's like a lot of stuff that goes into it. It's a lot of moving parts, a lot of different personalities to deal with. So it's not as easy as you guys make it look.
and a lot of people to pull off a show. A lot of people. There's a ton of behind the PR team. I mean, we have Swanson Communications, Kelly. She's like the best. And then look at just for this press conference today, how many people are up and already working. And all that will be seen is the actual final, part when the
Yeah.
fighters get there. That's when our work is kind of done. But um, yeah, it takes just even doing the travel for a show. You have all the officials, the sanctioning bodies, the undercard fighters, all their trainers and managers. I mean, it's a huge production. It really is.
Yeah, it definitely is. Now, the press conference you were referring to is the official kickoff press conference for David Benavidez versus Zerda Ramirez. The
Yes.
fight was officially announced yesterday, and there will be a press conference about it today. Just talk about that event. David Benavidez coming back Cinco de Mayo against his fellow Mexican superstar Zerda Ramirez.
Yeah, there's a new Cinco de Mayo is getting redone. There's a new Cinco de Mayo weekend fighter in town. So I think it's going to be huge. David is that guy. David is the star. He's the face of boxing. I know everyone argues about that all the time. The face of boxing thing. That's been a big who is the face of boxing? David is taking over. I mean, Vegas is going to be wild for that one. I can't wait.
Do you think that the May date will be his date going forward now?
Yeah, I think he's earned it. I think that's him. He's that guy. Sorry, Canelo. Time's up.
Now, you guys did work with Canelo previously, and then
Yeah.
He kind of shocked the boxing world when he defected to Riyadh season. It almost kind of disappeared until he reappeared last September. What was that like for you guys behind the scenes when Canelo defected?
I mean, he worked with us we did our contractual fights with him, and he was he's great. I mean, he's a true professional, but he's doing what's best for him and for his career. And he found that offer hard to pass. So he did it, and that's that. Bygones we got. I want to see him fight Benavides eventually, but I'm sure everything comes back around in boxing. We'll work together with him at some point, I'm sure.
Uh,
Being in the boxing game, for as long as you have, and you understand the business end of it. Like it sounds like with the Canelo thing, nothing personal. Just he did what was
Yeah.
best. He felt was best for him. And then we see with this whole Conor Benn situation. Is there every time? Has there ever been a time where a fighter leaves where you're like, actually, that did affect me, or I do kind of feel a certain way about that?
Andre Ward.
Okay.
Andre Ward. And I'll say I didn't that I felt very. I mean, when I was much younger, I used to be very offended when it happened because you're just taking it as a personal
Mhm.
thing. But no, Andre Ward, that I felt that was very disrespectful to my uncle. There's a difference in signing a contract and man to man, he could have said, "I'm moving on," or "I'm doing this." You don't sue someone after that. He could have come and said, "Hey, I'm doing what's best for me in my career." We get that. We understand. You have a very limited time to be a boxer and to make the money and to do what you want to do. And no one could stop you if you're upfront about it. But I don't like the suing. How many times did we beat him too? Like 3 times in court. It was like 3 years of just constant fight. And I think it hindered his career in a way too. So good.
now,
I don't like him. I don't care. I'll
now,
say it
now,
now.
you were pretty young when that happened. Like, did that maybe affect when you decided to get fully into the family business? How you would deal with fighters?
Um, Maybe. No, I think I always would try to avoid the family business until I got like sucked into it after that. Once my Uncle Dan passed away and my dad was you know, at the office, kind of that's when I really felt like this is time. But yeah, I that whole time my uncle was sick. He was battling, he's battling court cases with Andre Ward. So yeah, I probably do have a more personal resentment toward him from that. But we did treat him great. He was part of our family. That's how our look at Uncle Joe. He like lives with them in training camp. All the fighters, they're at our family Christmases and Thanksgivings, and so yeah, you feel very close and you feel very slighted sometimes. But again, if someone comes to you and says, "How can you hate on that?" They need to do what they need to do as well. Um, I treat fighters very, very well. I'm very, very big on that. That's like our whole motto at PBC too. It's not about us at the end of the day, like all the egos and all the people who want to talk and all the promoters and managers, whatever. It's not about any of us. When the bell rings, there's 2 people in there, and that's who it's about. If they want some extra credentials on the side, yep, here you go. They want extra room. Whatever they want. They're the reason we're all here.
Now,
And I believe strongly they should be treated like that.
what made you finally decide to like immerse yourself into the family business? I kind of feel
I
like you
was
could
forced
have
into
did
it.
anything you wanted to do with your life.
I was forced. Yeah. It was my mom and my dad. They were like, just, yeah, this is what you're doing. And I tried to hold off. And then it sucked me in, and now I'm stuck. I love it, though. I do. I love it. I love the fighters. I love boxing. I love it.
Now, I'm not trying to push your dad into retirement anytime soon, but he has been doing it for decades upon decades. I mean, since like BC. Have
Right?
you
I
have
could
you
tell he's probably at that point sometimes where he's like kind of over it. Like sometimes, because and then at the fight, he's right back. He's like, "This is great." Like he loves it too. You can't dislike it. It's like you can get mad and you could be frustrated and you could. be angry and you take some L's, and but then we're all just like we're stuck. We love it at the same time. We love it more than we'd ever dislike it.
I think the times where I see him over it are when fighters are trying to like fight with each other during the face off. And he's like, dude, you guys know you're not gonna do anything. Like, come
Yeah.
on.
But then also always I'm like, what are they gonna do? Fight? Like we have a couple
Yeah.
days for that. Like you're gonna we got this. I got a place for you Saturday night, you know. But yeah, he's tough though. He doesn't go down unless he just picks everyone up, moves them. I'm like, it's like the
But
fake toughness I think I have.
have you thought about the vision for the company whenever it is that you take over the company?
I mean, my dad does say I'm the boss right now, so no. Yeah, sure. Of course. Look, my family, it started in wiffle ball field. We had empty fields in Van Nuys, and little by little, I mean, my grandfather was actually the first promoter. He did shows at the Reseda Country Club, and then he passed away. Uncle Dan really stepped into that. And look what they did. You know, they went from a tiny country club that was very fun. They would sell that place out. It was my cousins would sell the t-shirts, my mom and aunts would work in the box office. We had my cousins fighting on the card. Like it was a real family, what, like a mom and pop boxing promotional company. So when I think about that, like where it started, um, a lot of my drive, I'm not going anywhere. We're not going anywhere. We've been here for a long time, and I owe it to all my uncles who've done it before me. They're Hall of Famers, and my dad is a future Hall of Famer for sure. And I'm gonna see this thing through and do the best I can because that's my legacy. That's our family. That's my blood. It's more important to me than just my business or a career. That is my bloodline in life. This is boxing. So it's everything. It's where I have friends from. It's where we took vacations as a kid. I mean, it's how the fighters are bleeding it in the ring and in the gyms. I feel this like I feel like I'm right there along with them. So from the workout parts, but I'm like very, very committed to making sure we stay a big force in this. I owe it to my uncles who came before me and did that.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed about you and I've always respected about you is you also have a healthy respect for the surrounding boxing economy, you know, from the ticket takers to the people in concessions to, you know, everybody that's involved with making a big event. And you actually spoke out about it, I want to say last year, where it seems like people were forgetting that when they were taking fights away from the US. You know, can you just talk to the people about what goes into making a big boxing event?
Yeah, I also said that during COVID when people were talking about like, oh, the athletes don't need to make that money. I'm like, it's not just them. That's a very small, I mean, it's a big part because that's the star of it, but there's so many, all the concession workers, all the security guards, all the airlines, the hotels, the food and beverage departments that we, you know, sponsor, from housekeeping, dry cleaning. There's so many industries that are affected as well from us bringing a show. And I think people, again, people are very quick to only see what they see, and they forget there's a whole army of people behind getting this done and that are impacted. So I think we owe it to those people, you know, the people that made them stars to keep you know, that's why going back to hometowns too is such a big thing to me. I love that when the guys take like their fights back to their hometown. That's what you're supposed to do, not only for your fans but for the people there, and give them an opportunity to make some money off of an event too. It's a win-win for everyone.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Um, I wanted to talk to you about some specific PBC fighters, if you could get into it, because a lot of people want to know the outlook for PBC in 2026. Obviously, we do have the event tonight, we have the event in March, and the event in May. But there are specific fighters that I get asked about all the time. So, uh, The
The
Charlo
PBC model.
twins.
Yeah, I love the Charlos. They're coming back. They're coming back. But the PBC model, like our model, has always been we don't put anything out. We don't do calendars. We don't have to. We're not very loud, but we're fierce. We're small but mighty.
Yeah.
Like we kind of just pop out with some big show, and then when everyone's we've been discounted and counted out. I've heard PBC's dead. PBC's dead for like millions of years at this point. Every day, and PBC's dead. It's like, why would you even want that? How does that benefit anyone? I don't want any boxing company dead. As long as everyone's doing well, then we're all doing well. Yeah, I don't the haters. So we're not going to change that. I go ahead, everyone. Actually, it's better. I like it when they all keep discounting us because it makes it that much more fun. What's the guy that blocked me? What's his name? Which one? Rick Glazer,
Oh,
right?
Rick Glazer.
Oh,
Yeah. I call
yeah.
him XOXO Gossip Girl. It's like, it just he's always I heard like a tip line, like it's TMZ. It just yeah. So let them keep going. I mean, it seems some of the people on the internet really live to like want to wish bad upon us, which I don't understand. We're quiet, we're not annoying, we're not I don't know where the haters come from, but we're going to stick with the business and game plan that we've had that's been successful. And again, all the fighters, I don't think there's one fighter that could say anything bad about the way they've been treated with us, or that they felt disrespected in any way, or that they weren't paid accordingly. Um, and that is more important to me than, a cool schedule, or like a cool, like the cool, all whatever the extra stuff is. As long as those guys are taken care of, that's our legacy.
How would you describe the state of boxing right now?
It's definitely a transitional time. It's different, but boxing is the oldest sport around. Boxing's not going anywhere. Boxing has always been um actually what they've been saying, boxing's dead for so long, and it's just not going to die. It's not going anywhere. We're something like Cinco de Mayo back here in Las Vegas, in the fight capital of the world. That's a resurgence. I think we're going into the next phase, the new generation. I don't know what that at the time when Showtime and HBO came around, everyone, oh, this is it changed things, but it kept going. So keeps you on your toes. We might be in a different. The world is different. Times are different. We're figuring it out, but it's not going anywhere. And I think
Nah,
people's interest in it is still pretty strong, judging by this sold out show. That Terrence Crawford and Canelo fight was the as crowded as it was for the Super Bowl. Um, it shows there's still an interest in it. People still love it. It's not going anywhere.
there's a huge interest in a lot of the fighters that you have. One of the fighters that get talked about a lot, the big fish, Errol Spence Jr. There's been a lot of speculation. Is Errol coming back? Is Errol ever coming back? We want to see Errol come back. Can you
Stay
give the
tuned.
fans? Stay tuned. Okay.
Yeah,
All
he's
right.
coming. He's
Okay.
on.
All
Yeah,
right.
he's
That's
actually out here. I just saw him yesterday too. He's here with Frank Martin.
how's he looking? Is he looking in shape? Is he looking like he
EJ.
might be ready to come back in the summer?
Oh yeah. He looks like he can go in. He can get in tonight if you wanted to. He looks great. Yeah.
Now, we did mention the Charlos. Everyone's wondering what's next for Jamal Charlo. There's been a lot of speculation about his next fight. He has a lot of options because he did really well in his comeback last year. What are you expecting from the Charlo twins at this point in their careers?
They're gonna have their resurgence too. They're gonna remind everyone that they are that guy, that they do deserve their spot here. And I think a lot of people have disrespected both of them, and forgotten who they are. That's not. Uh, they are who they're coming back. You'll see. Well, I wish I could say, but yeah, it's big.
Don't
They're coming back.
don't be afraid to drop it. Don't be afraid to drop the news here.
No, 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 no. Listen, we don't want to get anybody in trouble from a
Yeah, I'm
Bench
always in
Boxer interview.
trouble. Don't get me in more trouble.
I don't know if you still get grounded, but we don't need that. We definitely don't
Oh,
need that.
yeah. No, yeah. Especially, luckily I haven't had a glass of wine or anything yet. I'm like,
now,
blah, 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 blah. No, I'm just kidding.
now, Javante Tank Davis, are you guys expecting anything out of him this year, or you're just gonna wait till his legal situation play out?
Um, I believe, yeah, he's trying, he's in the gym off and on. Yeah, we expect something from him soon. He's got to deal with what he's got to deal with outside real life,
Yeah,
and he'll be back. Tank Davis too. Man, that was a great fight out here. I was thinking about the old Ryan fights or like the last few. That was a
yeah,
crazy. I've never seen anything like that before. That and I worked the McGregor Mayweather fight. I saw the crowd just rushing those doors. That was crazy when they walked to the main event. Tank, the sellouts he does is insane. It's him. He's a star.
yeah, yeah.
New
I mean,
York,
boxing,
Madonna.
boxing needs him, man. Boxing needs him. The
Yeah.
boxing economy needs him. I wanted to talk to you about one of your other fighters who pretty underrated. He's going to be on the card tonight, Gary Antoine Russell. It
Yes.
seems like he is getting himself out there in the boxing public a lot more lately. Like, how proud are you of Gary Antoine's development, and where do you feel like he's at in his career?
I love all the Russells. They're the best. They're so great. I'm proud of him. Look at he has been not given his due. Um he's wait, I just saw him too. What was he just telling me? I don't know, but he's gonna come tonight. He's gonna win. And Andy Hiroka that he's fighting. The kid looked tough yesterday, actually, but Antoine's got it. He's so smart. He's very, very, very smart. His ring IQ is phenomenal, and he's got a legacy too. Big shoes to fill, and their dad, who recently passed away. The brothers stepped up, and they're all in his corner. They're a great story for boxing too.
That fight almost got canceled, right? Because of the whole visa issues with Andy Hiroka. Is that common, or is when you see that, is you say like, yeah, maybe sometimes those things are hard to come by, or is that a team kind of slipping up there?
No, that there's certain you have to get certain documents in, and then you're kind of at the discretion of whatever issuing country. He thought that he was going to have it on Monday. It turned into Thursday.
Mm,
The kid, I mean, and credit to him for even pushing through, because coming from even California is tough on last minute like that. So he's coming from Japan. He got here. You still have to get acclimated, and you have to make sure you're on weight. I got to give him credit, because I don't know how I would do it. He looked great yesterday. The Andy Hiroka, right? I mean, that's a tough kid.
oh, you look ready. Yeah, you look ready.
And then his flight got canceled. I felt so bad. And then he got, you know, sent here. He was stuck in Seattle. I mean, he's powering through. So yeah, the visa stuff, that's all out of our control for the most part. It's very hard. And you have to do it within a certain time frame too. So it's not like you could do it super early. You
Okay.
have to have, you have to have the hotel information. You have to have this. You have to. You're out there. Just it's not anything that anyone kind of dropped the ball on.
Okay.
That's just how it goes.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting. We mentioned Andy Hirioka. I've noticed that Gary Antoine is getting a lot of attention from Japanese boxing fans. We saw the same thing happen with Stephen Fulton. Have you guys ever thought about maybe doing something like internationally over there in Japan? I know you guys are more U.S. based, but you guys have some fighters that are very popular in Japan right now.
We took Fulton over there too.
Yeah,
What in 2023, I think. Yeah, of course. That is probably the most fascinating thing to me too. When I was at like the WBA convention, and you really do see how global boxing is, and it's like it really tripped me out in there. I was like having like this like, because I was like, this is so crazy. Like so many different worlds all collide right here in boxing. Like that's why it's like so beautiful to me. It's like it's we say international, we hear it, but like to really really see it like that and know that there's this whole fan base in Japan, in here, over there, it's and that we all just have like the same common goal and the same, for the most part, the same rules and the same. It's I'm fascinated. I'm like in awe of it. Just
Yeah.
makes me like boxing more.
We have a couple questions from the listeners. If you're okay answering a couple questions.
Sure.
Jr. Bell of the Boxing Source. He wants to know how much are you involved in scouting fighters like that you guys decide to sign.
I stay quiet during that. My dad has such an eye, he knows, so I just try to learn from him. I'm not quite like there yet. Sometimes I think I'm really good, and then the guy gets like knocked out. I'm like, oh my bad. I'm like, oops, So I'm learning. I know where I'm strong and where I'm not. So I'm learning that I'm not always the best at that.
Now, what was there a guy, and well, I don't know if it's okay to mention the name, maybe if it's a long time ago, that you thought was like, damn, this is going to be a great fighter, and then he didn't quite pan out the way you thought it was going to be?
Yes. Yeah, multiple times. Or I think like this fight's going to be great because on paper it does seem like it will be. And then you watch it, you're like, oh my God, it was like a snooze fest. It was like so boring. And then some of these fights where I'm like, oh, that's going to suck. Because so I'm, not always right on but I'm getting much better. I'm learning. I wish I had that natural though, just like how my dad could just like look and know, like that's gonna. Oh, he'll be like, oh, that's gonna go 6 rounds, and like it really does. I'm like, damn it, how's he doing that? Like, how's he so good? But that's like innate knowledge of the game that you can't really learn. Someone can't be taught. You could try, but like that kind of not that I wish I'm working toward it, but I don't think I'll ever be on that level.
Now, just because I know you got a lot of things to do today, probably got to get to that press conference. Just before you get out of here, just
Got to go to FedEx. I swear. Let's go
Yeah,
to FedEx and get all the things printed quickly.
hard work, Matt. That's what it is, Matt. Hard work.
yeah, just
Yeah.
just just your final message to the boxing fans out there and what they can look forward to in 2026 from TGB and PBC.
We're not going anywhere. And yeah, we're here to stay and we've made our name and everyone could keep talking though. I said we like it. Keep going. Keep going. Haters, you're still watching. So and keep watching. We want you to watch. You know what? I shouldn't even say that because we don't have to hate. We want everyone to do well. If boxing is doing well, we are all doing well. That's for reporters, that's for the judges, that's for keep just there's got to be some kind of common um happiness, I guess. Like, just we're not going anywhere. Boxing's alive and well and PBC is alive and well and we're back and we're strong and you'll see what you see when we announce it, when we decide to.
And if you do hate them, hate watch. It's
Yeah.
still a viewer. It's still a viewer. Me and Matt, most of our listener viewers are hate watchers. You know what I mean? So
Well,
we
sometimes
encourage it.
sometimes I read the comments. I'm like, this is not hate. Like hate is like, I hate oranges. Okay.
Okay.
This is like some like sick. This is like upset. Like sometimes I'm like, oh my God, like d- I'm scared a little bit. I'm like, are you all right? Like
We
you
deal
good? I'm
we deal
like
with
that.
those we deal with those often. We deal with those often. That's where we're in the middle of that a lot of the time.
Yeah. I'm still getting the mean messages from the British fan base because of the whole Tyson Fury thing when I accidentally told him to get in his room or whatever. But you guys know about that? Was
Mm-hmm.
bad. Oh, yeah, I accidentally called his brother like ugly or something. I don't know, but yeah, it blew up. But yeah,
I've
the
seen his
message was
brother.
okay.
I've seen his brother. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, but yeah, the message. I was like, this is not no, this is not okay. You guys need to like, that's a deep, deep animosity. That I'm like, I don't know, but exactly, hate watch. Keep going. I guess it doesn't bother me that
Exactly,
much.
it is what it is.
We're
So,
tough. We're tough.
so
Well,
So
listen, it's a great event tonight. I'm
it
so
is.
happy that you took time to join us tonight. Mario Barrios versus
Let's
Ryan
go.
Garcia tonight. Sebastian Fedor versus Keith Thurman. on March 28th, and then we have David Benavidez versus Zeno Ramirez, Cinco de Mayo weekend, PBC red hot right now. Just keep it going. We are rooting for you, and thank you so much
Yeah,
for
yeah.
taking time to join us.
Watch the press conference day. It's the first face off for David. So
Absolutely, absolutely. I could cross this interview off my bucket list now.
yeah.
I never thought you would do this, but I'm
I don't
happy
like
that you
doing
did.
this. I'm like not, I really do like that we stay kind of, it's not about us. That's like, it's not about me. It's about them. So, but sometimes you got to do it. You got to clear some things up too. So I'm not the
Yeah.
mole. I wasn't the mole. My uncle's not the mole,
But there is a
but
mole
there
in the
is a
house.
mole, and they didn't get him.
Breaking
So
news. Brunch Boxing
yeah,
had it first.
and it's not me. So. But anyway, have a good one, guys. We'll see you
Thank
soon.
you so much,
All
Britt.
right. Okay, so
Thanks for
bye.
joining, Brittany.
Bye.
Brittany Goossen Brown, ladies and gentlemen. Oh man, what a start to the show. Boxing royalty. She's like the princess of boxers.
Time out. How do I flip the camera, Huey? I couldn't ask that during the interview. How do
Oh God.
Dude, you should probably.
Bro,
Are you on your?
take your
I don't know. I don't know your
orientation
setup
off.
right now.
I'm on
No,
my
no, no,
iPhone.
no. Hey, buddy.
You're
Slide,
good.
listen, on the top right hand corner of your phone, Ezra, slide down and make sure your orientation
That'll
lock
work.
is not on.
Gotcha. That'll work. There you
Jesus.
go.
Old man.
Oh shoot. This is a good thing
Oh,
I didn't do this while
Jesus.
Brittany was here. This is great. I didn't do this while Brittany was here. We look like a fool.
Oh, man.
This is
Are
not
you
good.
all set, Ezra? This is
I
live,
mean, you
by the
could
way.
continue with the show. I'm just trying to
Oh,
fix
can we?
Can we?
goodness.
By the way, while you're getting set up, you know what? We can continue. Sibia has a question. He wants to know why your glasses are so far away from your eyes.
Just in case I have to do this, so I have to really look at something. I do this. When I really have to look at something, I drop my glasses and do it with the raw with my eyeballs.
Hey, you know what? That's when you know you mean business. That's when you know you mean
Like that's
business.
what when Brittany Goossen said that there was a mole in Ryan's camp. I went.
Oh man, that was a great interview. Great way to start the show here today. But now let's get into what everyone wants to hear about: Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. Full preview. Whoever wants to start, Ezra, let's go with you first. What are your thoughts on this leading into the event?
I love the matchup. I've always been pretty vocal about that. How much I like this matchup. Listen, Ryan, he's got. To me, this is his last chance to prove that he can do anything in the sport as far as like the highest level. I think a tough fight with Mario Barrios wouldn't do the trick. I think a close decision Mario Barrios, a boring fight with Mario Barrios won't do the trick. I think he needs to look outstanding. I think he needs to look dominant. I think he needs to show that, hey, I'm at this level. I am dangerous. The thing about Ryan Garcia, and I get it, people say, oh, Ryan Garcia sucks. He's not great technically. And I get all those things. But just like any trainer that sees him, anyone that sees him, they see the speed and they see the power, and they say, there's something there. There's something there. When you have that kind of speed and that kind of power, you're usually, a dangerous fighter in the ring. You just are. You're just usually a factor in boxing. You just are. I think that he does things unorthodox, but I think he's effective when he does it. But I got to see that aggression back. I can't see what happened in the Rolly Romero fight again. He just got to where he just completely shuts down. Was it because Rolly just outboxed him? Was it because Rolly's power made him afraid? Maybe all those things. We got to see him not be that today. I think that when he's firing on all cylinders, he's not afraid to throw punches. I think he's a very dangerous fighter for anyone in the ring. But he's the kind of guy that's going to be – they could lose any fight too. He's just that thing. You just got to watch because you don't know really what you're going to get. I think that we're going to see a good performance from him today, but he's got to let his shots go. And you got to see like how much bad habits is he going to have today because he's getting trained by his father. You know what I mean? How many bad habits is he going to have today? Is he going to try to shoulder roll? Is the ref going to punish him for trying to shoulder roll where he turns his back on the thing? Because you have to take a point away. If a fighter turns his back on someone and eliminates all the scoring opportunities for a fighter and it only leaves the fighter with illegal shots, basically, you have to take a point away from Ryan. You can't just let him do that. And it's stunning to me that this has not made a big case and no one's telling the refs, like, hey, what the hell? What are we doing about that beforehand? I'm very curious that when they do the pre-meeting with the ref, If they bring that up, and Joe Goossen was trained with them, so he knows about it. If he brings it up and says, "Hey, what are you gonna do when he does that? Because we can't hit him; those are illegal shots. Are you gonna take away points?" But I really do like this fight. I think this fight's very, very interesting fight, to say the least.
Oh, you done?
Am I not allowed to talk on the show? You just tell
No,
me.
I know,
There's a mute button right here. I can hit it at
He's
any
been
time.
waiting. He's been waiting. I know he wanted to interrupt Brittany all kinds of time.
For those joining the show and listening, watching on YouTube, that voice is the COO of Brunch Boxing, Mike. Mike. You're out in Vegas right now, aren't you?
Nah.
I have my, and I'm not. Yeah, no. I'm just gonna say no, but I will be there for the Thurman.
Oh, I thought you were going tonight.
No, he got
No.
bro. We're not gonna get into family business on here.
All right.
Yeah, but yeah, I don't know what the fuck EzRaw was rambling about, bro. This dude is doing a full boxing breakdown and shit. I just want to know about the storylines leading into the fight. You know, you got Ryan Garcia, who is basically on his last leg. This is his last chance against Mario Barrios, who is the disrespected champion. Let's get into what we usually get into. Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. What's better for boxing?
It's Ryan Garcia. I mean,
Oh my God.
there's no way to say it's Mario Barrios. I'm sorry, and that's no disrespect to Mario Barrios. But sometimes you're in with a guy that, listen. I said I don't know Ryan Garcia is a superstar. I don't think he is. I'll be honest with you. It hasn't panned out that way. But he's a hell of a B-side. And when he gets with the right guy, it makes a hell of an event. So, I mean, if Ryan wins, you got the Haney rematch. You have a Shakur catchweight fight. You know, maybe get crazy, talk a tank fight. Hey, Floyd's coming back. I'm sure Ryan versus Floyd would sell a lot of money. Manny Pacquiao needs a fight. He still wants to fight. I'm sure Manny Pacquiao versus Floyd. Versus Garcia will make a lot of money. Hell, there's even 154 for him. Honestly, this guy is unpredictable. So it's best for boxing that Ryan wins. There's just no way to argue that.
I just want to point out, Mario Barrios has been in some of the biggest boxing events of like the last few years. Tank Davis, Keith Thurman, Manny Pacquiao, and now Ryan Garcia.
Might be exaggerating that Keith Thurman one a little bit, but all right.
I'm not. One thing you could say about Mario Barrios, he's not going to duck any smoke. So if there's a big event to be made, we can be confident that Mario Barrios would make the fight.
Except an Abel Ramos rematch, but yeah, I think for the most part you're correct.
I said big event.
I'm just saying Abel Ramos got solved by more people than any of those fights you just named.
Event, bro.
It got solved by more people than any of those people you just named.
Big event, bro. Did I name his entire resume? I'm pointing out his big events.
Which one got solved by the most people?
I don't know.
I can tell you. I can let you know.
Now, my thing is this. Can we trust that Ryan Garcia will be a good steward of the game and make all the big fights that we want to see?
Well, wait. Hold on. A good steward of the game? I don't know. Will he get in there with, I think, anybody? I do think so. I mean, that's one thing you can't complain about Ryan. If we're talking about the, what was it, the Four Kings or Four Princes, whatever we want to call them at this point. You know, he's the one that gotten in with the most. I mean, he gets
the Four Jesters.
I mean, yeah, we could look. You can call it what you want, but like I'm saying, he's gotten in with the most of them. And one thing I don't worry about Ryan is he's gonna be afraid to get in with the guy. I don't afraid of that. I'm afraid that will he stay on the straight and narrow? Will he be? Because sometimes I gotta tell you, there's just a look in this guy's eye. I don't know if you guys ever been bitten by a dog before, but sometimes when right before a dog bites you, he kind of looks at you a little weird. A dog kind of looks at you sideways, and it's like, wait, something's not right here. And then a dog bites you. Ryan kind of has that look in his eye a little bit. You're like, well, something's not right here a little bit. But that's what I'm saying. So good steward, no, I can't guarantee that at all. I would never even put my money on that. I wouldn't put one Ray, one head hay penny? Is it Ray head penny? I don't know. I mean, I did an expression I've never really tried before, and I did it on a live show. I don't know why I did that, but I wouldn't even bet a penny on it. Okay, I wouldn't chance that. But will he get in the ring with a lot of people? I do believe that. Yeah.
Man, okay. Now, today, if Mario Barrios wins, what are the people saying?
They're saying that Ryan Garcia is trash. He always was trash. He never was a good fighter. He only beat Devin Haney because he was on that stuff and didn't make weight. He's done. We don't need to see him anymore. He's never going to be a serious fighter. He was never any good. That's what they're going to say when Mario Barrios wins.
So basically, no credit for Barrios.
100%.
Jesus Christ. If Ryan Garcia wins, what are the people saying?
If Ryan Garcia wins, can we put it a little pressure on it? How does he win? Give me 2 scenarios.
If Ryan Garcia wins by unanimous decision.
They're gonna say he's no good, he's trash. He's struggling with a guy that got a draw with an old Manny Pacquiao. This is what he is. They're both the same level. Yeah, he's a non-factor.
If Ryan Garcia wins by knockout.
First, if it wins by early knockout, devastating knockout, people are gonna say, hey, you know what? I want to see that Haney rematch. I think that Haney rematch, I'm curious what it's going to look like. I understand that he popped hot. I understand he overweight, but I still want to see that back. Because last time I seen that, Haney took a beating. They're going to say Shakur Stevenson at a catchweight is interesting. They're going to say this guy's dangerous when his mind's right.
Let's talk about the undercard.
Okay, I love this undercard.
Co-feature. I don't think it should be the co-feature, but whatever. We're going to see all the fights anyway. Richardson Hitchens versus Oscar Duarte. Hitchens kind of looked a little drawn at the weigh-ins. Should I be reading anything into this?
It's hard to tell. I don't know. Andy Hiroka looked drawn too. Fighters look drawn sometimes and then perform well. They don't look drawn and they look terrible. So it's hard to read. I'm not an expert on it. I think there's people that claim they're experts at it. Maybe they are. I don't know. I'm not. I don't know what to make of that. But I think the one thing I know is Duarte's going to come forward. He's going to look to fight. The one thing I know is that Hitchens is going to look to box. He's going to look to keep the distance. He's going to look to keep him at the end of his punches. Two styles that have battled it out throughout the history of boxing. We're going to see which one comes up on top. I think it's going to be Hitchens. I think Hitchens is more skilled than people give him credit for. I always kind of related him to, he's kind of like the Klitschko of the lower weight divisions. You know, he's a punch out distance and hold on the inside. But I think he's skilled. I think he's a problem for a lot of guys, and I think he's going to look good tonight.
We got a comment from one of the listeners. Boxeo Marshy says, Matt has never been bit by a dog, just kicked by a horse. LOL.
Yeah, that's true. That is true. Awesome. What does a horse look like, Matt? Well, right before he kicks you.
Great comment.
What does a horse look like, Matt, right before he kicks you?
Like you.
Oh, is that right?
He always did that. Put his blinders down. He put his blinders down.
Yep.
Oh shit! But you know what? I'll be honest with you. I'm looking forward to this Hitchens Duarte fight, only for the simple fact that I feel like this is gonna be one of those victory laps that I take, where I tell you guys the fight's not gonna go the way it's gonna go. So,
it's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go. It's gonna go the way it's gonna go for sure. You can't. No one can stop that. But it's not gonna go the way you think it's gonna go for sure.
Yeah,
I get you.
Yeah. Now, to me, has a chance to steal the show. Gary Antoine Russell versus Andy Hirioka. Obviously, we talked about it ad nauseum with Brittany. We've been talking about it all week. Andy Hirioka, late to the party. How much is that gonna affect them?
I think it's huge, man. Honestly, if you thought we were talking last night, if you thought this was a 50-50 fight, you gotta weigh that in, right? I had Russell winning without all those distractions, but come on, you're coming in on a Thursday from Japan, got to get acclimated to the time difference. You got to make weight. Like, that's a lot. That's a lot to put on someone. I think it's a big factor.
Yeah, one of the things that I was thinking about immediately was Martin Bacoli versus Joseph Parker.
That's a good one. Damn it, that's a good one.
Because, traveling that many hours, they say it's something like traveling does something to your blood pressure or some shit like that. I don't travel long distances. I don't travel at all, actually.
Me either.
But they say that traveling by airplane, it does something to your blood pressure. It takes like a couple of days to recover. Like, honestly, this might be a dangerous fight for Andy Hirioka health-wise.
I think you might be right. I'll tell you, when I don't travel long distance, you know that. And I haven't been on a plane only like twice in my life. But when I went to San Antonio, I didn't feel right for about 2 days. I'll tell you right now, it took a little time to adjust just to be in San Antonio.
Yeah, but I could imagine. The other fight on the card, you got Frank Martin versus Nahir Albright. Frank Martin, is he building himself into a star in boxing?
Yeah, but the thing is that Frank Martin was almost at star level, and then the Tank thing happened, but he was getting there already. I love the activity. I mean, if we're talking about active fighters, this guy is very, very active. He just fought. And now he's right back in there. I really like Frank Martin. I don't know if you ever met Frank Martin in person. He's really cool. Very, very. He's very down to earth. Very willing to talk to the journalists and all that. Gives you a good interview. And he looks like he's motivated. He feels like he's comfortable at the weight. You know what I mean? So let's see what he does. But this is a fight to really look good in. This is one of those situations where you got to really look good in, and I think this is the fight to do it.
Yeah, yeah. I thought his confrontation with Ernesto, I'm not calling him Tito because there's only one Tito Mercado, was very interesting. He really, he kind of pulled his card. He kind of pulled his card. Like, I heard you were talking shit about me, lying, saying I wouldn't fight you. What's up, basically?
Kind of looked like McCardle's hand would be shaking like this a little bit.
Yeah. It's very, very, very interesting card, man. But we got a lot of other stuff to get into. Obviously, we'll do our grades later in the show. But we got to talk about Oscar De La Hoya versus Virgil Ortiz. They went to court yesterday, and
Oscar De La Hoya is the only guy to go versus all his top fighters. It was Oscar De La Hoya versus Canelo, Oscar De La Hoya versus Ryan Garcia. Now he's going versus Virgil Ortiz.
Don't act like Bob didn't do it too.
I mean, I'm just saying, this guy's all his big names. He's going versus them all the time. I mean, has De La Hoya retired, or has he still got a fighting career? I don't know.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, Bob did the same thing with his fighters.
And Bob never threw a punch.
That's true.
Al Haymon never threw a punch, and we see Mayweather. Anyway, we'll get into that. But they left without a resolution. They're going to reconvene later this week. What are your thoughts on the proceedings that we saw this past Friday?
Yeah, it's a tough spot that De La Hoya is in, because either way, he still needs to do business with DAZN. That's the toughest part about it. Is either way, he still needs to do business with DAZN. Now, I think that Oscar realizes how big this fight is for DAZN, especially with their offering these, this subscription. They need people they need someone looking forward to something every month, basically. And they know that how big a Virgil and Boots fight is for diehard boxing fans, people that would pay for DAZN subscription. So that's his leverage in that negotiation. If he loses that and they allow Virgil to make that fight, could you be in a worse spot? You know what I mean? That's a really bad spot to be in. And you got a thing coming up too with Ryan, where Ryan saying he's a free agent. De La Hoya saying no, you aren't. Who knows how that goes too, right? But that's what I'm saying. It's a really tough spot for him to be in. Let's see how this plays out. This is a really important decision that this judge is going to make for him.
I don't think it's Oscar in a tough spot. I think it's Virgil in a tough spot.
Really?
Because I think they misplayed their hand. I don't think they read that contract correctly. And they kind of admitted to some things in public that helps Oscar's case.
Tell me, which ones?
That Matchroom offered them a 3-fight deal worth $12 million. It could go up to $20 million. Mm-hmm. You weren't supposed to be negotiating with another party.
So what would the argument be on that? The argument would be, well, we were able to get out of the contract because they don't have a network deal, right?
Yeah, but you can't be negotiating outside of the window that you're supposed to be negotiating in, according to the contract. And also, they gave information, allegedly, that the people at DAZN, meaning Ed from Matchroom, would not have been privy to, that kind of affected the way that DAZN did business with Oscar.
That's fair. Yeah.
So you can't benefit from that.
Yeah. Also, too, the thing they pointed out was that, hey, this guy works for Matchroom and DAZN. You know what I mean? So there's kind of a major conflict of interest there, as far as he works for the network and the promotion trying to sign our fighter.
And then the fact that he put out a statement supporting Virgil Ortiz kind of makes Oscar looks better in the situation. He's like, see, I told you they were conspiring unfairly.
Yeah, and I was saying, and I posted a thing on this, but I was saying that DAZN trying to take one of the biggest chips that De La Hoya has, and then saying, well, we can still work a deal out afterwards, after the fact, is pretty funny. You know what I mean? Pretty aggressive attack on a promotion you've been working with. So I think other promotions have to look at DAZN little bit sideways too. You know what I mean? If you're gonna do business with them, that it looks like that they won't have no problem trying to poach your fighters and get them to a promotion that they feel like they work better with.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. How do you think this ends?
I mean, the tough thing is just how does that judge interpret the network deal, right? How does it interpret? Does it interpret? Well, they still have a relationship with them because that's what kind of Golden Boy trying to argue, right? It's like, well, we might not have a deal locked in place, but we have a working relationship with them. Also, they just released a commercial with announcing this subscription thing, and De La Hoya is all over it. I mean, De La Hoya is all over that thing saying, you know, pay-per-views are dead, and you're gonna just get the subscription. We're gonna have fights. So, I mean, it definitely seems like DAZN's plans to be in business with him going in the future. So I guess that kind of stands. That's I think to me more proof that hey, we do have a working relationship. We may not have a deal in place, but we have a working relationship. We're not without a TV deal. We have a fight coming up on DAZN, right? So it just really depends how the judge interprets that. I would not be surprised though if the judge says no, you don't have a deal, and Virgil's free from his contract and he could sign whatever deal he wants.
I would be shocked, and I gotta tell you, DAZN has to fire that guy.
Who's that?
The matchroom guy.
Okay.
Ed McCarthy. If I'm Oscar, I'm demanding he gets fired.
Yeah, but what lever? What? I mean, what position is he to do something like that? To demand someone gets fired? They're trying to take his fighters. He's not going to start rearranging the officers of the business.
Yeah, but how could you, as Oscar, trust anything that comes from this guy?
Yeah, but they're going to say we don't care. I mean, they're pretty publicly saying we don't care what you trust. You know what I mean? Like it's a tough spot because right now in boxing, the one thing you don't want to be is without a network because it doesn't seem like there's a lot of options out there. So that's he's in a tough spot. That's what I'm telling you. De La Hoya's in a tough spot. It's like he has to work with these guys. He has to make it work with DAZN. Nonetheless, at the end of this, so that's the tough spot that he's in.
Let me ask you a question. Have you heard of Ed McCarthy until this lawsuit?
I don't think so. No.
Will your boxing life change if Ed McCarthy no longer works for DAZN?
No, of course not.
So what does that mean?
It doesn't matter to. I don't know that he's not famous enough for me to know him. I have no idea.
No, it means that he's expendable.
I guess, but that's the thing is like I don't know most people that run DAZN or run Matchroom. I mean, I know Eddie Hearn, but that's about it. So it's like I don't know how I don't know what this guy calls shots. Hell, people just found out who ran the UFC. They thought it was Dana White this whole time. So is that guy expendable? No. I just see you. Who the hell knows who runs any of this stuff? I don't know.
No, but Dana White is kind of expendable for them.
He is. Well, he kind of isn't though because he's so cool with the president. He's kind of like the face. He's like the mascot now. You know, keep him around because people like him. Type of thing. You know what I mean? Like it's just kind of that's the way it works. Like I don't know how expendable the guys are or not. I have no idea.
I think he's expendable. As a sign of good faith, they should deliver his head on a platter to Oscar.
I don't think they want to show a sign of good faith to De La Hoya. I think they're like, hey, you'll take what we give you, and if we can't, we try to make this fight without you. If we can't, then we'll make it with you. But I don't think there's going to be any good faith. I don't know where De La Hoya ends up, where he's going to be like have the leverage here. I don't think that's the outcome. At least I don't think that's the outcome. If anything happens, he just has the Virgil fight, and they'll make a deal with them and get the Virgil fight. But I don't think that he starts calling shots or anything like that. I don't think that's an outcome here.
We do have a guest in the studio here from the Boxing Source, host of the longest standing YouTube boxing show, J.R. Bell. What do you got to say on this topic?
Yeah, this is multifaceted, and it's been going on for the past few weeks. But, you know, from what I was reading in reference to the original lawsuit, like it should, at least for me, I feel like it should be in favor of Golden Boy. A lot of people are, you know, pointing out to this whole thing with DAZN, but they're not like looking at the whole promotional rights agreement that Virgil Ortiz has with Golden Boy Promotions. And one of the things that they have is that they made a deal with Virgil Ortiz saying that, hey, we want to see if you could have 2 fights per year from the time that they start the deal, and that you get a base minimum after the fights or for the fight. So when he had the fight against Ray Boachuk and he won, every fight after that was basically $2 million minimum that Virgil Ortiz was going to be getting. But as long as he was able to get 2 fights from August until the next August, then they pretty much fulfilled that part of the deal. Adding the whole thing with DAZN is, at least to me, secondary because you basically have a deal with the promoter first, then the network second. So the network shouldn't necessarily be contingent on the deal, because all Golden Boy has to do is just come up with that $2 million minimum, as long as they're able to get a fight for you. So when they did that deal initially in 2024, they got him to 2 fights, Boachuk and EzRaw Matchball. And so the next year came up, they had a fight against Eric Salubin, and they still have another fight until August of this year. So up to right now, they pretty much like fulfilled that part of the deal. Now
So you're saying though, but they have to have another fight by August. You're saying,
right? That's the end of that year.
Okay, that makes sense. And if they do, and
Hey,
so the only way that
Ezra.
go ahead. I'm sorry. I just wanted to ask a question.
Jesus.
I just want to ask the question because I'm trying to get understanding.
Ezra, come on, man.
Hold on. Now the other thing is that what happened with the Eric Salubin fight, and of course, everybody saw the whole thing with the face-off between Virgil and Boots, is that everybody's been demanding that fight. The zone wants that fight, and fans want the fight. But what Virgil Ortiz's camp or their team is saying is that they're contending that also part of the deal is that they're supposed to be proposed to other opponents for each potential fight or fight date that they have. Now, in this particular case, it probably wouldn't matter because the zone basically went public and said, we want the Boots versus Virgil fight. Like, it don't matter who the options are. Like, they ain't going to accept it because it's up to the zone if they want to accept any type of fight or not. So if they're saying, hey, we want Boots versus Virgil, it doesn't matter what other opponents you propose, they're going to reject it. So that's another part of the challenge that Virgil Ortiz's camp has, is that, hey, we're saying that you're supposed to propose us to other opponents, but at the same time, the zone ain't gonna accept that. Now, the other part of the deal, as far as like the promotional, not the promotional agreement, but that network deal, like, one, that's provisional on the zone and Golden Boy, and two, as I was saying, like, they shouldn't have known much about that deal. So who is it that leaked it out? Well, I might have an idea, but I ain't gonna say who it is. I basically called them out already, and some of y'all might know what it is, dealing with Virgil Ortiz. So there's that.
Now can I ask you some questions, JB?
Yes, I guess Matt gives you permission to.
I don't know what's going on here. I thought I was a co-host of the show. I wasn't sure.
Bro,
But
did you read the notes I sent you on the Gary Antoine interview?
I read the note. You know what? It pissed me off. Now here's the thing, right? Just so we can be clear on this. Okay, so you're saying he has another fight and they have till August to get to basically execute that fight, correct?
Correct.
All right, that makes sense. So if you have to August to execute that fight, technically they couldn't say that they don't have a network deal to put that fight in, because they don't necessarily have to offer that fight. So I can see that makes a lot of sense, that they would have to say, well, we're not to the point of their limit yet, and by the time they get to that point, they might have a TV deal. So you got to give them time to at least negotiate a deal and to execute a deal. If we get to that point and they can't make a fight because they have no TV deal to put it on, then you would be free of contract. So that makes a lot of sense to me. The next thing you said was, and see, this is why I wanted to ask questions right after the first question, because now we got to go and I got to remember everything. What was the second point? Not the whole thing, just real quick.
You idiot.
No, I don't have a note. No notepad here. No notepad here. Okay.
No pad, no mic.
Oh, you know what? That's what threw me off. You're right. Damn it. It's a good thing, JBZ. That's what threw me off. I felt like something was off today. What was the second point you made? Real quick. Real quick.
I guess promotional rights agreement and the thing I was talking about with the network deal that Golden Boy has with the zone.
It was the zone influencing I think the second point that you're referring to is the zone influencing the matchup choices because they won't accept anyone other than Boots.
Exactly. So I mean, I'm sure Golden Boy has some kind of deal with the zone where they present, because they have a deal with their fighters. That's 3 fights. Yeah. So I'm sure they have a deal with the zone where, like, hey, we have certain fights that we got to present. It can't just be one we're locked into, because we can't do that with our own fighter. So there has to be some kind of verbiage that that says, like, hey, we'll present options, you guys accept them or not. You know what I mean? So I don't necessarily think that's a good argument, because there has to be things like DAZN could just say, well, no, we'll accept another fighter, but we don't have a deal with them yet. You know what I'm saying? That they could just say that. They say, we're interested in this fight with or without Golden Boy, but as far as other fights, we don't even have a deal with Golden Boy yet to be required, to accept other fights.
Now, but here's the thing about it is, it is interesting because it's like saying, okay, well, if you're DAZN and you don't have like a long-term deal with Golden Boy, but you could still have the option that said like, well, hey, if I have Virgil Ortiz Jr. under contract through Golden Boy Promotions, and we could potentially go for a fight against Jerron Boots in this, then the zone would be like, okay, yeah, we'll put up the money for it,
Yeah.
or we'll accept it. So that's why I think the whole network deal really doesn't matter that much in this case. I think it's more about the promotional rights agreement that is the factor here. And that as long as Golden Boy follows that part of the deal, then that should be their case. The whole thing with the zone joint, as far as like being provisional, that's like, something up to the judge to interpret. And I think, at least for me, I think it shouldn't really be enough for Virgil Ortiz to get out of that contract initially with Golden Boy Promotions. But I think the whole thing is like crazy, because if Virgil Ortiz and his team is really, like bothered about it, then just try to find someone to buy you out of your contract.
Yeah, I think what is the exact verbiage of the network deal? Does anyone know that on the Virgil Ortiz contract?
Dog.
I know. Well, because but it's
I
important though, right? Because if you've seen the Golden Boy's response to Virgil Ortiz's response to the lawsuit was, he has the verbiage incorrect, right? Because he's saying we have to have a contract, but he's saying we just have to have a relationship with the zone. That was the whole argument there, right?
Okay, so you know the verbiage.
No.
Why are you asking us?
No. I don't know if that's what they're saying. That's interpretation of it, or
No,
I don't know if that's exact.
no, it
verbiage.
literally says relationship.
Okay. Now the next thing is I would imagine if you sign a contract, right? If you get out of one TV deal, you would have to have some kind of time that you can work another TV deal out. It can't just be, I'm off of this deal. Now every fighter is a free agent, or every fighter that has that stipulation is a free agent. That can't be it. So what is the time frame that Golden Boy has to work out another network deal is what I'm also curious about.
There's no time frame.
It has to be. Of course it would have to be.
I think it's important. I think the important date is the August date that JBZ brought up, because it would have. I think it would have to be in enough time to schedule a fight prior to whatever August date it needs to be done by.
Yeah, that makes sense.
At least if I were arguing to get out of the contract, that's how I would think about it.
Yeah,
very interesting.
I'm trying to look up the promotional rights agreement. I forgot where I had it at.
All right, what else we got today, Huey?
All right, so next up, I just want to go to this comment from our guy Truth here, A-Side Boxing. He thinks Virgil is able to get out of his contract. He's going to go to Zuffa to fight Connor Benn, which is a great segue into our next topic. He left Matchroom for Zuffa. Shocking announcement. It's a 1-fight, 8-figure deal. What do we think about the situation? Matt, we'll go. Actually, you know what, Ezra, you're the Zuffa guy. We'll go to you first.
Am I the Zuffa guy? Wow.
You're the Zuffa guy.
I didn't know I took that name. I did not know I took that name. I didn't ask for it. Sometimes you don't get the nicknames you ask for. You know what I mean? So I guess we're calling me the Zuffa guy now. Please don't call me the Zuffa guy. I see a lot of guys saying Zuffa. It's not Zuffa.
Like PBC Matt. Yeah.
PBC Matt. Yeah, PBC Matt. You got the Zuffa guy. I'm gonna tell you, I'm a little bit surprised. I'm a little bit stunned. I'm stunned by two things. First of all, the terms of the deal, which to me just doesn't sound right. I'm not saying the thing accurately being reported. I'm just saying it just doesn't sound right. A 1-fight deal for $10 million. Doesn't seem real. Doesn't seem like it would make sense. Doesn't seem like the verbiage that Connor Benn used and Zuffa used for the deal would mean it was a 1-fight deal, a one-off, because they were all talking about the future, talking about this is going to pave the way and this is going to build something. And it's a 1-fight deal for 10 years? Another thing was kind of the reaction to it. Now, I get it's stunning news. I didn't see it coming, right? I get that's very surprising. But, I mean, we are treating Connor Benn like he is Mayweather in his prime. We are treating him like if he's Manny Pacquiao in his prime. Like he's Tank Davis. Like, honestly, the way the news rolled out yesterday, it was like if Tank Davis had announced he signed with Zuffa. I really, that part to me, I kind of just don't get. I get Connor Benn's kind of he's a personality. That's why I just did a video on him. He's a personality in boxing, but I wouldn't necessarily say he's a superstar. I don't know. He's definitely not a proven commodity in my opinion. So I think that part's stunning to me. It makes me believe that the terms of the deal are correct, which don't sound correct to me, but if they are, it makes me think that Khan is more in control of Zuffa boxing than Dana White is. And if, like I said, if you heard during everything that came out in the lawsuit with the UFC, Uh, Dana White isn't running the UFC. He's not even negotiating contracts. He's not even necessarily matchmaking, doesn't appear. And I'm thinking here, it's like, how much is Dana White just kind of like a mascot of this whole TKO thing? How much is he just like, hey, put him on make him the face of this whole thing, but we're running everything, we're calling the shots in the back? Because this just goes against kind of what their business model was and kind of the way they look like they're attacking. It kind of seems like it's a big splash, way more like the way WWE would run it, right? Maybe more like a regular boxing promotion would run than what they kind of presented with that they are. So I don't know. We'll see what happens. And to me, if it is one fight, 10 million, then there's another shoe to drop. There's another big name to drop because you're gonna pay that. Then you must have a big name for him to fight. You must have a big event for him to fight. There's no way you're putting him out there and putting him against one of your Zuffa guys. It's just no way. So I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop.
Shakur Stevenson's the other shoe?
I think it's Teofimo Lopez.
Well, wait. Is he fighting either of them at?
No. So here's my thing, right? First of all, Eddie Hearn, you sacrifice what little reputation you have for this guy defending a drug chief who tested positive for clomiphene, blamed it on eggs. Okay? You did so much for this guy, and then he stabbed you in the back. Eddie Hearn looked like he was on the verge of tears.
Very strange.
Who said Conor Benn didn't give him the respect of a phone call? That all he got was a cold email from a lawyer. He texted Conor and said, hey, I think we need to have a conversation. And Conor said no. Oh, baby. When I tell you the blood started rushing to places I forgot
Oh
existed.
God!
Oh
Not
my
this
God.
again.
You forgot it existed.
I live for this kind. Hey, I'm single. I live for this kind of stuff. You know? So,
Question. Matt, can you answer this question?
No, he
If-
can't.
if
No,
this
he
was a-
cannot.
If this was a one fight deal, does Conor Benn treat Eddie Hearn that way? Does Conor Benn burn that bridge that way? Why would Conor Benn not call Eddie Hearn if it's a one fight deal worth $10 million and you enter free agency after the fact?
because Conor Benn's a snake.
None of this adds up, fellas. None of this adds up, fellas.
Conor Benn's a
It
snake.
adds up. It adds up. Just like Matt said, Conor Benn's a snake.
Yeah, but why would the snake go that way? I would just be like, hey, I'm going to get this big fight and then I'll come back. The way Canelo did. The way Canelo did with Matchroom. Was Matchroom doing that when Canelo went to PBC and he said, oh, I'm going to get the thing? No, they said, well, we're going to do this in the back.
Canelo has that type of freedom to do that. Like Conor Benn does not. The thing with this particular situation is that not only did Matchroom basically bail him out, having him fight over in the U.S. when he was basically suspended in the UK, but then after all that was said and done, he put him in position for pretty much the biggest fight that he could potentially make at his point of his career against Chris Eubank Jr. Not just one, but two fights against Chris Eubank Jr. And then now he's just saying, oh, you know what? I'll just go ahead and sign with Zuffa and basically just ghost Matchroom Boxing. And for some people say it's for a one fight deal. Now, the thing about it is that for that one fight, okay, what are you going to do for the long term? Because you damn sure ain't going to go back to Matchroom. And for me, I just felt like it was very strange given that Matchroom has their new deal with the Zone. So why would you just go ahead and ghost Matchroom on the verge of them having a extension with the Zone for 5 years? It just makes no sense.
Because it's not a one fight deal. That's what I'm telling you.
It is a one fight deal.
I don't feel like
all right, can I talk now? God damn.
I'll hit the mute button. You know what I mean? I don't. We don't need me here. I'll hit the mute button if that's where we're at. Told this guy I'm running circles this week around him.
It's a one fight deal, and you guys are thinking about it all wrong. Conor Benn is a snake, and Eddie Hearn is sad, but we shouldn't feel sorry for Eddie Hearn. Because Eddie Hearn literally just tried to do the same thing with Virgil Ortiz and Oscar De La Hoya. So why the fuck should we feel bad for Eddie Hearn? Because he's a snake too.
Hey, this is business.
But shut.
Why don't you make me? You know what, Matt? Why don't you make me shut up, Matt? That's what I say right now. That's what I say right now. I think we lost Huey.
No, I'm still here. I don't know what happened with my camera.
All right, go ahead, Matt.
But the biggest part of this equation that we're missing is that Eddie Hearn made a real big enemy in the boxing industry. And that enemy is Keith Connolly. Keith Connolly, the manager for Richardson Hitchens, who Eddie Hearn basically spurned, got mad at, was talking shit about, even went so far as to have Turkey say, hey, we're not doing no business with Richardson Hitchens unless it's with Eddie Hearn. Well, guess what? They're doing business with Richardson Hitchens now. Keith Connolly, who's the manager for Edgar Berlanga, who felt disrespected by Matchroom, left out to dry by Matchroom, Eddie Hearn. So now when Keith Connolly has the chance to stick it to Eddie Hearn, you know what he did? He pulled out the full salami and he bet Eddie Hearn over. He didn't even use Vaseline and he screwed him over. This is revenge for Keith Connolly. And the way Keith Connolly moves in boxing, he's not worried about no one fight deal for Conor. He could just take Conor over to Queensberry. He could take Conor over anywhere. Keith Connolly is the linchpin here. And funny enough, Keith Connolly has Teofimo Lopez also. So we'll see how it plays out. But I know Keith Connolly was somewhere smiling when Eddie Hearn got the news.
I don't know about all that.
A lot of talking. That's a lot of talking.
I don't know about all that. It's interesting that you brought up the part about Edgar Berlanga, because last year when Edgar Berlanga had that fight over in Orlando, Florida, they did kind of mention what that whole situation was and how that worked out, because it said that Matchroom pretty much offered him a fight that he could have had in Puerto Rico or whatever, and he ended up like turning it down. So
yeah, because it wasn't for the money that he wanted.
Well, thing about it is that, hey, this is what we present to you. You accept it or you don't. Hey, but that's boxing for you.
Any other thoughts on the Conor Benn situation?
Apparently, Ezra has more thoughts.
Ezra, what do you got to say?
Yeah, go ahead, Ez.
Oh, no. JB's, he didn't mean to cut you off. What do you got?
Now, I was thinking there initially when that news came about that, okay, if they're going to have one fight with Conor Benn, and it could be something where they could present Zuffa over in the UK, who his potential opponent could be, I thought that they could have someone that's already signed to Zuffa, and that particular fighter would be in the area that I'm based in. And I reached out, and they said they haven't heard anything yet. So I'm going to just follow on that here over the next week or so.
Well, you going to tell us who the fighter is? Or what is that? What was that?
David, that's a tease.
Hey, listen.
That's what we call the business tease.
I'm not the one that does the rumor report. That is assigned to the host of Brunch Boxing.
All right, Ezra, we'll give you the final word.
I don't have a final word. I got to be honest.
All right, let's move on, Huey. What else we got?
All right, another one of Ezra's guys here, Janibek Alim Kanuli. Test positive in his B sample. They do not strip him of the title. The WBO is only suspending Janibek for 1 year following his positive drug test, and they have ordered Bentley versus Saavedra as an interim title bout. Matt, we're going to go to you first because Ezra's going to be biased. What are your thoughts on the situation?
I got to tell you, I read the entire 16-page resolution by the WBO, and it's a bunch of who shot John. I got to tell you, the WBO did not cover themselves in glory when it comes to this. And the thing that people should worry about, and if I'm a fighter I took very special note of this. They said that the mitigating factor for why they did not strip Janabek Alim Kanuli of his belt was that he was a first-time offender. What the fuck does that mean? So you get a freebie when it comes to PEDs?
That's
Now,
crazy.
if I'm a fighter and I miss weight, how dare you strip me of the belt? I'm a first-time offender. If I go put my fist through my girlfriend and you try to strip me of the belt for some clause, I'm a first-time offender. The WBO have set an awful precedent. And for some reason, Gustavo Olivieri allowed the Kazakhstan Professional Boxing Commission to have a say in what goes on here. Why? I have no clue. This wasn't a fight in Kazakhstan. This was a fight in Texas. So I think what's going to happen is similar to what happened with Billy Joe Saunders with Demetrius Andrade. He's not going to be licensed to fight anywhere except for Kazakhstan. And he's probably going to fight in Kazakhstan over the next year, just not in WBO sanctioned bouts. And then he's going to come back with the belt. Unbelievable. Horrible, horrible.
You know what Janabek's doing right now? He's calling his mom and he's saying, Mama, the belts are coming home. That's what he's saying right now. Because you know what? It's funny because Matt a week ago was defending these sanctioning bodies. He was like, "Oh, they do what's right and they do what by the book and they have the laws and everything like that."
I'll defend the WBC.
Hold on.
I'll defend the WBC.
Am I talking? What's the rules here? I need to
I
know.
would defend the WBC. Be correct.
A lot of who shot John right there coming from that box over there. Let me see if I got the right way. That box over there. A lot of who shot John. Now, let me tell you something right now.
He actually used it correctly.
Is this the right thumb? Right there. That box. A lot of who shot John. Now, should they have stripped Janabek? Coming from one of the biggest Janabek fans, maybe the only Janabek fan now. Yes, they should have. Common sense. The guy failed the test. You agreed that he failed the test. Take his belts. Simple. Common sense. But that's not the way these sanctioning bodies work. They don't work like that. So that's what I'm saying is that we're trying to defend a system. This system in place, the best system we could have. No, it's not. No, it's not. It's not the best system we could have. Now, is another system better? Right? There could be another system better, but is the one we're getting going to be better? I don't know about that. But I'm just saying this isn't the best system. So it's harder to defend this system. He should have been stripped his belts. Guy should have fought for his belts, and if he wanted to get them back, he would have to earn them. But they're not doing that. And they're doing that for a guy that's not a star. Do you understand how ridiculous this is? They're doing it for a guy that doesn't even make money for anyone. And the sanctioning bodies still do stuff that's stupid. For a guy that doesn't even make money, at least if it was Canelo, it would make sense. If it was Tank, it would make sense. If it was a guy that made money, it would make sense. But they're doing it for Janabek. The system is broken. The system
makes sense for Janabek, EzRaw, because Kazakhstan is a big player out there in Central Asia.
I don't care where Kazakhstan is.
No, you're not.
I don't care where Kazakhstan is and what it does. I've never watched a fight in Kazakhstan.
Was an American
I
fighter,
watch boxing every weekend. I've never seen a fight in Kazakhstan.
If Janabek was an American fighter, he would have been stripped of his belt. He would have been stripped of his belt.
Come on. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. That's what you're saying. It makes sense. This thing sucks. These sanctioning bodies suck. Their rules suck. They're not doing anything with any sense, no consistency. So that's why this whole system we have sucks. So when you tell me that what we have right now works and everything, don't give me that, okay? You can't have it one way and the other. This is nonsense. We know it's nonsense. You just said it was nonsense, okay? A lot of nonsense keeps happening with these sanctioning bodies, okay? And they're always going to have something written in their book that allows them to do whatever the hell they want. That's the honest truth. He should have been stripped. Guy should have been fighting for his belt, and that's simple as that. But it's not what happened. So now we have nonsense. He's going to fight fights that we don't know if it counts or don't count. He's going to come back with the belts, and he's not going to have any fights lined up. And you're not going to still going to be in the same spot. They had the chance to strip a guy that can't even make fights and put the belt on someone else, and they didn't do it. Very stupid. It's very dumb. Let's quit defending these things. The system we're in isn't exactly working.
A lot of who shot John.
Man, this one right
Coming from
here.
that guy over there. That guy.
This one right here. When I saw this from the World Boxing Organization, I was absolutely furious. When I saw, the post that, y'all shared in Brunch Boxing and Matt shared on this page, I responded to him with the great quote from Lex Luger when he was involved with CWF. I'm pissed now because this is kind of like the most contradictory thing that I've seen in some time. And yeah, we do have a lot of stuff that goes on with these sanctioning bodies. But this to me was just absolutely insane.
A lot of who shot John.
It's something where you have a guy in Janibek Alamhamla that was a unified champion that was supposed to be in a bout to unify 3 of the belts in the middleweight division. He goes in there. It's a week before the fight's supposed to take place. He gets hit with meldonium. Then after that, he goes on a little tirade saying that, oh my God, this is nothing. This is something. Wait for the B sample. Wait for the B sample. Having a Dylan White flashback or something like that. And then when the B sample finally comes in, oh wait, it's still positive. So then the WBO sees all of that and then makes a 16-page essay like they're turning in a dissertation at the University of Oxford or something like that. And after all of that, do they strip him? No. They just say, oh, we're going to suspend you, and then we're going to make interim WBO title fight on April 4th over in the UK instead of making a statement to strip Janibek Alamhamla. You're just going to suspend him and say that, oh, he can't be in any WBO sanctioned fight until December of this year. No, strip him. Bottom line, make the statement because as Matt was talking about, so you're making this because it's a first-time offense. Well, as Matt said, if they miss weight, that's a first-time offense, so they should excuse them for that. Oh, they got hit with a domestic violence charge. That's his first offense, so they could get excused for that. No, you can't necessarily do that. You got to be able to say, hey, well, if he's doing this, then none of these other fighters can do this. You should strip him and just say no tolerance for any fighter that is a champion or ranked in your sanctioning body to be doing these things. And if you have that in the rules, then you got to enforce those rules fully. Don't sidestep it. Don't make it a revision to it or none of that. No, just follow the rules. That's why I'm so upset because it's like you're saying, if these guys are basically cheating, then because it's a first offense, we'll just write it off. We'll just just say, hey, we'll get you on probation. We're not going to put you in jail. We're just going to say that you're on probation. No, that shouldn't be how it works. Come on, man.
Sometimes a slap on the wrist does the trick. Now, I will say this. There's no way JBZ is saying the last name correctly. There's just no way. There's just no way that's the proper way to say it.
I think you said it 3 different ways. So
how you say Janibek's last name, JBZ?
Alamhamla.
Yeah, that's no way. I'm telling you. There's no way.
I don't know why he sounded like Ralph Cramden just now.
Yes.
Hamna.
All right, EzRaw, Matt, you guys got any other thoughts on Janibek and the WBO before we move on?
No, but I will reach out to Gustavo Olivieri, and I hope that he will come on the program.
Yeah, that would be great for him to come on.
Hey,
and
man,
let me tell you something.
I hope he joins in with one of us because, man, I need an explanation.
I'll tell you something right now. I'll ask the question everybody wants to know. I'll ask the questions everybody wants to know. No softballs over here. Fastball, straight down the middle.
Whoa. I know
we're going to move on. We're going to move on from this.
Let's please.
So perhaps maybe the biggest news of the week, Floyd Mayweather Jr. coming out of retirement for a professional bout. What's the story behind this? Do we know why? One, why do you think he's doing it? And what do you think the potential matchups for him are?
I can't eat. I'm broke, nigga. I'm broke. Why the fuck you think he's doing it? What kind of question is that?
Ridiculous question.
Why hey, Matt, you know what? I'm just reading what you put in front of me.
I know. My bad. That was me that asked that. Yeah,
Matt,
I know why he doing it.
Matt likes to set himself up for jokes.
Hey, Floyd about to sell his He about to sell his own. That you never thought you would see today. That man's about to sell it. Listen, salute to Floyd, a legend in the game. I hate to see this. I really do hate to see this. You know, but I guess when you get accustomed to a certain lifestyle, you just want to live that lifestyle. He got a
Hey,
lifestyle he want to live. It is what
maybe
it is,
Odell
man.
Beckham's right. Maybe Odell Beckham's right. It's harder to live with 100 million than it is with a few thousand. Maybe he's right. I don't know. I've never been there. Maybe it's hard to
Hey,
live with.
I gotta tell you, whether or not he's right, I would like to try.
I would like to try. I would
I
like to
would like
test
to
it out.
try.
I would like to test it out.
Hey, listen, it's like I said before, you know, I understand what's going on. You see, I put out the lawsuit, against Showtime. I ended up settling with them. And, also the thing is this, I got a part ownership at the One Vanderbilt building in New York City, so I do get something from them. I got these other investments, like I said, smart investments. But the thing is this, the fans want me back in the ring, and the rumor is I'm looking at what's happening on Saturday night. That's right, this Saturday night. And, if Mario Barrios somehow wins against Ryan Garcia, don't be
That ain't
surprised.
happening.
Don't be surprised.
Over Al Hammond's dead body.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. And unless that's a part of the agreement to get rid of that love. I don't know what's up. No way. Not a chance.
And just so we're clear, there is no agreement between Floyd and Al Hammond. I don't know why Ezra said part of the agreement.
Yeah,
No, I'm saying like to get rid of. Oh yeah. I got you.
Settlement.
Yeah, settlement. But he's not even suing Al Hammond, so it doesn't even matter.
Hold on, there's no settlement.
I know. I'm saying he's not suing Al Hammond.
Okay.
Here's the thing. If Floyd comes back, right? Let's just lay it out, right? It's got to be for Manny Pacquiao. I think we all see Manny Pacquiao's taking a 10-round exhibition versus a guy that's retired to get warmed up for that fight. Floyd's doing this thing with Tyson. I don't even know if that's real or whatever, but they're supposedly doing that thing with Tyson.
I'll believe it when I see it.
I think that's the fight he's going to come back. That's the fight he's going to come back to. I think that Netflix would pay a lot of money for that fight. I think that someone would pay a lot of money for that fight somewhere. If you were to continue from there, right? Say he beats Pacquiao, right? It looks all right doing it. I mean, there are big money fights. Like I'm just saying, if you are hurting for money, he could earn it pretty quick. He could earn it back pretty quickly. I'm just saying right now. There's some big paydays there for him.
The big payday that I want to see is Floyd versus Tank.
What weight do you want to see that happen at, Matt?
Whatever weight Floyd can make. Here's the thing. I saw Tank's booking info when he got arrested. The man was 160 pounds. So it is what it is.
Matt, there is one fight, whether it's exhibition or not, for Floyd that I would think would make a lot of money. And I kind of like said this after a certain fight took place. And that's Floyd Mayweather versus Terrence Allen Crawford.
Come on, man.
Jesus.
He ain't doing that. He ain't doing that.
He ain't doing that. I mean, unless you really hurting for money. You know what I mean?
Well, let me ask you a question. Is Crawford going to sell his soul?
Yes.
Because according to Crawford.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he shouldn't have said that. He shouldn't have said that. That when he said that, I said that's a little too early, Crawford.
I gotta tell you, that was a lot of who shot John coming from Crawford.
That was a lot of who shot John. He's right. Because if Floyd comes with a paycheck and the payday, you're taking that fight. You are coming out of retirement. And
when he called out that dude on the Pivot podcast. Come on, man.
Yeah.
All right.
Shannon Crowder is that dude now? Jesus. Poor Shannon Crowder. Should have been a legend.
He wasn't that dude at the University of, you know what? Never mind. Let's go for it.
All right. So, and anything else to tie a bow on the Floyd Mayweather topic?
Nah.
All right. Jermell Charlo has contacted Eddie Hearn about fighting Jaron Ennis. Do we think that's a bigger fight than potentially Boots versus Virgil?
Yes. It's a bigger fight.
Wait a minute.
It's a bigger fight. But let me tell you something, brother.
Pump the brakes.
Let me tell you something, brother. I thought it had a chance of happening until we just spoke to Brittany today. I think Jamel Charles' next fight is signed already.
Oh man, to hell, it didn't sound like it in that interview. I'll tell you
Oh
that
yeah,
interview.
it did. Oh, see,
Oh yeah, did
No,
hey?
she
you
just
know,
couldn't
you
tell
know,
you who it
you know,
was.
your problem, Ezra,
What's
is
that?
that you don't listen to understand. You just listen to and wait till you
Reply.
get your question off. Yeah. If you was listening to understand, you would tell that Jamel Charlo's next fight is done already,
Hmm.
What
and
did he
she don't want
say?
to say anything.
Give me the quote.
Stay tuned.
All right.
She's like,
All right.
oh, I don't want to say anything.
But stay tuned. She
Stay
basically said
tuned.
that hey, both Maul and
Yeah.
Mel are coming back.
Yeah,
So
pay attention to your interview subjects, Ezra.
I'm just
Because
saying.
if you were paying attention, you would not have interrupted Gary Antoine when he was giving an in-depth answer about Tank. He was literally
I didn't
about to say,
interrupt you.
"You
I didn't
did."
interrupt him.
Oh, go listen
I
to
didn't
it,
interrupt him.
bro.
Now, did he have a long delay? And I assume I had to fill dead air. That might
No,
have
I
happened.
listened to it, bro.
Well, first of all, you disappeared mid show. I don't know what happened to you.
Hey, just so you know, I listened via Spotify. We are
All
on
right.
Spotify,
All right.
and the interview is on Spotify. Thank you.
You can go hear my excellent questions and me filling in when Matt was there beat
Yeah.
down.
Hey, see, that's your issue right there. That's your issue right there. You too worried about, hey, listen to me for my excellent questions. Listen to my, it's not about you, bro.
It's all about me. See, here's the thing, right? It's
Oh,
all about
it's
me.
about the
When I get on here,
subject.
I don't say, "Oh, let's put someone else over." I say, "Put yourself over," because no one will do it for you. You got to do it
Yeah,
for yourself.
great
Ezra, do you got
content will
any
put us
thoughts
over.
on the potential Charlo versus Boots fight?
I mean, it'd be a great fight, but I don't think it's bigger than Booth versus Virgil. I don't think that. But I'm curious if Charlo coming back, what level it is. I mean, he's calling a lot of big names out. I feel like it's going to be like almost like a tune-up to come back. That's probably the smart way to go. He's been out the ring for a while. But I'm curious which direction they go. I still think Charlo. Hell, I mean, I think Charlo was one of the best fighters in the world. He didn't take no beating. Like, people are treating like the Canelo fight, like it ruined him or something. He didn't take a beating in that fight. So, like, I don't understand why he couldn't come back and still be as devastating as he was. I really don't.
All right. And then last thing we got on the rundown for news and notes here, DAZN and Matchroom Boxing agree to a new 5-year deal. What do you think of the move?
It was hilarious timing. I got to tell you. Very funny that the Golden Boy lawsuit comes out, and then you see Matchroom trying to take Virgil, and then Golden Boy needs a deal, and then they just announced a new 5-year deal with DAZN. I don't know. Like I said, to me, it's the same business that they've been doing. I think that I think that Turkey's going to run a lot of things through Eddie and Matchroom. And I think that's where they kind of stand in the business right now. They're going to run a lot of business through them. They're going to have their local fights, build guys in the U.S., and then their big fights will all be through Turkey. So I think that's just what you're going to see. I think that's funny when Dana White and Eddie are going back and forth on the thing, and Dana White saying all these things, and Eddie Hearn has to be the nerd to be like, "Oh, Turkey's your daddy," and he's like, "Hey, Turkey's both your daddies. Don't you forget it." You know what I mean? So yeah, I just think it's funny. It's just funny that these guys are competing with each other. They don't realize they're getting money for the same spot.
Matt, you got anything to add?
This might be a bad move for DAZN.
Explain.
Eddie is bleeding fighters right now. And AJ is on his way out, his biggest fighter. Who exactly does Matchroom have that's going to give DAZN a bang for their buck?
Yeah, just yeah. I mean, that's fair. That's fair. They're gonna have to build some names. It's not like they had massive names to begin with, but
it's giving them leeway, or it's giving them the ability to seek out other fighters in different parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just say that they potentially could have a few fighters in the U.S., some that we may be familiar with, but I'm gonna just leave it at that.
Here we go again.
Matt. There's a reason why I'm doing it that way. Okay, so that's how I can leave it.
There's not a lot of right now. Having a TV deal is a big advantage. I'll just say that. Compared to some promotions, having a TV deal right now is a big advantage.
All right. Now, Ezra, your favorite part of the show, the EzRaw report card and breakdown. We went through the Ryan Garcia Mario Barrios card. We can touch on that on a little more detail. But first up, we have Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington happening over in the UK. Give us your thoughts on this.
It's like just the main event, really. The guys are like, to me, both past their best days. It could still be a fun fight. Like there's a chance it's that. I'm gonna give this a C plus. Just on the odds that some sparks start a fire. You know what I mean? But I to me, those are two guys that are past it, their best days at least. And I don't really see them as factors in that weight division.
Before Matt gives his thoughts on the matchup, are we picking this for the contest? And if so, what are you picking?
Yes.
Okay. I'm all right with that. I will take, Matt, you go first.
I will take Lee Wood by stoppage.
All right.
I will take Lee Wood by stoppage as well.
So what was the point?
I just wanted to make sure
you can copy him.
Yeah, I want you to copy me.
But when we do the next one, as you're going to go first on that.
That's fair.
Now,
All right.
what I will say, EzRaw doesn't know his ass from his elbow. All right. This is an A card, a great card. Because not only do you have Lee Wood and Josh Warrington selling in their rivalry, in the co-feature, you have the Black Panther Ishmael Davis going up against Bilal Fawaz for the Commonwealth Super Welterweight Championship, bro. And Bilal Fawaz, I don't know if he's favored, but there are quite a bit of people who think that he could win because he beat Junaid Boston. But Ishmael Davis is no Junaid Boston. I think Ishmael Davis, with the experience that he had against Josh Kelly and Serhii Bohachuk, I think he's levels above Bilal Fawaz at this point in his career. Also, we have the return of Sandy Ryan, my painted queen.
Oh God.
My red paint queen. Sandy Ryan is back on his card, going up against Carlos Zamora for a vacant belt. We got Meatball Molly McCann, one of the most exciting women's fighters in the UK. We got Leo Atang, who is one of the big heavyweight prospects in the UK. And of course, tried and true Dave Allen is going to be on the card. Come on, man. This is a great domestic card.
Give it a grade.
I told you, this is the A card. And my fans
wait
in the
a
UK,
minute. Hold on. You're telling me that this card right here is better than Tim Tszyu versus Mortazayev. Is that what you're telling me?
For the UK, yes. For America, no.
You have to be kidding me.
Great card. And Lay will lay the wood on Josh Warren.
Matt, I have an issue. I got to tell you. And I just kind of realized something was bothering me. And I wasn't realizing what's going on here. Now, I believe your glasses came in, correct?
Yes.
Now, I believe we talked about how everyone on the show is going to have glasses now. But you're not on camera. Can you get on camera so we can see these glasses? Let's take these bad boys out for a ride.
Nah, we're not doing that.
You are a coward, my friend. I got to tell you.
I'll be a coward.
You are a coward.
All right. We next up, we already talked on tonight's event, Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. But Ezra, give us some more in depth on the undercard, what you're looking forward to seeing tonight.
No, just give us your grade. I can't hear Ezra ramble no more.
Well, I didn't get to break down some of the fights, but I'll just do it real quick. I'll be quick about it. I'm gonna tell you right now, this is an A+. I really love this card. I really do love this card. Let's go with Frank Martin. I think Frank Martin's going to be too much for Albright. I think that he really needs to show that, though, because to get excited, keep excited about off the last Frank Martin knockout, the knockout of the year contender, you got to keep building that momentum. Albright is a guy that you're not supposed to have a tough fight with. You're supposed to show that your level's above. But Albright not saying that Albright doesn't have ability, because he does, so he could make it a hard night. He just needs to show his levels above him. Let's get to Gary Russell versus Hirooka. It's a battle of positioning. Hirooka wants to attack you coming in. He wants to fight at a distance and catch you as you come in. Russell has shown more that he wants to be in front of your face, aggressive. The thing about Russell is he could do a lot more things in the ring than just be an aggressive fighter. He's actually a very tactical, aggressive fighter. He has a good jab. I think it's a battle of a long jab versus the battle of a quick, short jab versus Russell. I'm going to take Russell in this fight. We know Hirooka has run into a lot of dilemmas to get to this fight, but I would have took Russell anyways because I think Russell is going to be able to take this fight on the inside, and I don't think Hirooka is going to be comfortable there. And I also think that if both game plans didn't work, Russell has the ability to do another game plan. I don't think Hirooka does. Okay, let's get to the co-main event. Let's go Richardson Hitchens versus Oscar Duarte. I think that's going to be a one-sided fight. I think that Duarte will present, aggression. He will be coming at Hitchens, but I think Hitchens is going to find his rhythm in this fight. I think Hitchens is better than people think, and I think he's going to catch him at the end of his punches. It might not be the most exciting fight, but I think it's going to be a good performance by Hitchens. Let's get to Ryan Garcia versus Barrios. Ryan Garcia, to me, like I said, to me, he's possible every time he walks in the ring, he can lose to the guy, but it's also possible anyone he walks in the ring that he could beat them. I really believe that. I really believe that with this guy. He has just a lot of ability. I need to see the aggression from him. I think we're going to see aggression tonight, and I think a really important thing is just not falling in love with the left hook. I mean, when he fought Haney, he was throwing multiple shots. When he fought Campbell, he was throwing multiple shots, and then the left hook will come in between that. Another important part is the jab. Is he going to stay with the jab? And is he going to fall into bad habits because he doesn't really have like a head trainer that can really tell him what to do? What's that going to look like with him basically training himself? We're going to see all those things. You never know, Ryan, but I think Ryan's going to be really effective in this fight. Barrios needs a more slow-paced, boring fight where he's catching Ryan with one shot at a time. Barrios needs to be patient in this fight, not get into exchanges, not get over anxious. Even I think there's a good chance. I think there's not a good chance, but there's a chance that Ryan sees the canvas and still wins this fight. I wouldn't be surprised if Ryan gets knocked down in this fight, especially early. There's a chance both guys see the canvas. But I think that Barrios wants a more slow-paced fight, more fight where he gets to pick his shots at the end of his punches. But I think that Ryan's going to be aggressive. He's going to be on top of Barrios. He's going to be taking chances, and I think that the left hook will prevail in this fight.
This is the A+ card.
Oh, we got to make our picks. Let's go.
Yeah, we will. We got one more card to talk about this weekend before the picks go.
Okay, let's go to it.
All right, and then Clarissa Shields versus Franchon Cruz Dezern.
You know what? The more and more this fight gets closer, I think the more and more disrespect I'm seeing for Franchon. And you know what? I got to say one thing. There's not a lot of notable names in the women's boxing at the higher weight classes, but Franchon is one of the notable names. So I get people saying like, it's Chris Shields. If people feel like it'll be a blowout, whatever. Chris Shields is a lot better than everyone else in her weight classes. That's the thing. But Franchon, she deserves to be here. I really believe that she deserves to be here. She beat Shadeja Green. You know what I mean? So she has a W over Shadeja Green. I think Chris Shields is going to win the fight. I think it's not going to be close. But I do think that Franchon has made herself a notable name, and this is a notable opponent for Clarissa Shields. And there's not a lot of notable names for her to fight.
I gotta say, man, I don't like this. I don't like the back and forth that I've seen between them. They used to be friends. People are saying that, oh, this is just fake. No, bro. You don't say some of the things that they've said to each other and it be fake beef.
Give me the lines. What are some of the lines that were said?
No, this is not frank beef.
Franchon Cruz said that Clarissa Shields sold her soul for clout and a married man.
That's a good line.
That's not it. That's not all.
She also stopped short of accusing Clarissa Shields of steroid use.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. That was just, last night that she posted
so, that. That's something that you do with a fake beef.
Is there VADA tested for this fight?
I don't know. But what I will say is that I think Clarissa Shields, I'm going with my guy Grit. I think Clarissa Shields gets a stoppage in this one. So I'm giving you a freebie to catch up, Ezra, because I know you're going to go for the decision. I'm giving you a freebie to catch up.
I will take Clarissa Shields by decision.
Exactly.
Right.
I'm giving you a chance to catch up.
And now let's work back to tonight's card.
But before we get to that, though,
okay.
In the co-feature, friend of the show, recent Brunch Boxing guest, Atif Overton will be fighting in the co-feature. I'm looking forward to seeing what Atif Overton got, man, because he deserves the big stage. Fighting out of Philly, 14-0, 12 knockouts. deadly puncher, good boxer. I can't wait to see what's in store for him, and he got to show and prove. Danielle Perkins, Clarissa Shields' former opponent, is fighting Shay Canelli on the show. Um, Danielle Perkins, I did not know this. Clarissa Shields signed Danielle Perkins to T-Rex Promotions after their fight because she believes in Danielle Perkins and she wants Danielle Perkins to pursue Undisputed. Sardia Simmons is going to be on this fight, a heavyweight that you guys should look out for. And I got to give a shout out to Bellini Award winner Najee Grampus. He will be commentating on this show, okay, doing the prelims on the Zeus Network, starting at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time. So make sure you guys go support Najee. All right, make sure you guys go do that. Huey, will you be making an appearance in Detroit for this show?
No, I won't be able to make it out there. It's a little too far for me to make it as a last minute trip.
In the words of Caleb Plant, I'm sad.
All right. Before we move on to the quick hits and rest of the show, let's make our picks on tonight's card. Do we want to start with Beck the Bully, or are we just picking the top 3 fights?
We can start off with Big Beck.
All right, Ezra, who are you picking, Beck or Senna Agbeko?
I'll take Beck by stoppage.
Me too.
Matt?
Beck by stoppage.
All right.
But I see what you did there, Hugh, because you knew we were both going to go with stoppage. So what you did was, since you knew it was my turn to pick last, you went with that one. But it's okay. Listen, I know. Lies not sticks together. I know.
That's hilarious.
Matt, or Ezra, Frank Martin and the Hero, or wait, no, Matt, you go first this time.
I know I go first. I know. I'm taking Frank Martin. I think he gets the stoppage.
I'll take Frank Martin by decision.
All right. Gary Antoine Russell and Andy Hirioka.
I'll take Gary Antoine Russell by stoppage.
I'm taking Gary Antoine Russell by stoppage also.
You know what we should do so to avoid this same stuff?
Have the blind picks, have you send me them blind before the show?
No, pick rounds. Let's pick rounds.
Oh, I said we should do that beforehand.
Yeah,
nah,
Matt said that was too.
Yeah, Matt's trying to protect his lead.
That's too pedantic.
All right, Richardson Hitchens versus Oscar Duarte. Matt, who are you picking and how?
I am taking Richardson Hitchens by stoppage.
Oh wow. Okay, well, I take Hitchens by decision. What's the lead? What's the score? Can we get an update? I think I'm about to tie it up.
Yeah, I got to do math. I don't have it up to date, but I will give you an update next week. All right, and then lastly, Ezra, Mario Barrios versus Ryan Garcia.
I'm going to take Ryan Garcia by stoppage.
And Matt, is this not going to go the way people think it's going to go?
It's already pissing me off. He's already pissing me off. Do it to him, Matt.
You know what?
Do it to him, Matt.
Mario Barrios by decision.
Oh, I thought you were going to counter out.
Let's go.
I thought he was going to counter out.
All right. Now, do we want to have Ezra give his thoughts on Zuffa boxing, or should we just get into quick hits?
What are my thoughts on Zuffa boxing?
You had some thoughts on Zuffa boxing this week in your stupid videos, Ezra.
Did you want to revisit your video? Do you want to plug the video here?
Well, Matt said I had some stupid points, so I would love to hear what stupid points I had.
Yeah, but you have to set it up with your points again, Ezra.
See, this is the problem.
The problem is you just be talking out your ass, so you don't know what you said.
I'm trying to think what the Zuffa boxing point I made was.
Wait, so you're saying he's talking out his elbow? Oh no.
Oh man.
Refresh my memory of the Zuffa one.
So the rest of the setup here is Dana White versus Turkey and DAZN versus.
Oh
Golden
yes. Okay. I got you. Yes. Okay. So here's the thing, right? And this makes the Conor Benn even thing more interesting. With Dana White, what do they want, right? What does Zuffa boxing want? It wants UFC boxing. It wants to take control the market, control what fighters can make, control all those things, and be the number one thing in boxing. The issue they have there, though, is that Turkey is funding that, or someone in the Saudi is funding that, and Turkey is funding other cards where fighters get paid good money. So, and keeps us guys around like Matchroom or Queensberry, or even Top Rank has their fighters on the card without a TV deal. So that's the issue that they will have, because what they want to do is make their belt the only belt, make their promotion the only promotion you go to, and have the network TV deal, have all the exposure, all those things. But as long as Turkey wants to be the face of boxing, which he wants to be the face of boxing, Turkey's not taking a backseat to anyone. And if you notice, when Dana White was supposed to, and Zuffa were supposed to be a part of the Canelo card and Crawford card, the really what you saw was little impact and influence from Dana White and the UFC. You saw little impact on what the card looked like, little impact in Dana White being there, little impact on all those things, as far as it didn't feel like, oh, this is the UFC but boxing. It didn't feel like that. It felt like a Turkey card. It felt like the standard Turkey card we've been getting. So that's what I'm saying. Turkey's not taking a backseat. So Turkey will keep guys like like Matchroom in business, like Queensberry in business, Top Rank in business. He's going to keep all these guys going because he wants to make the fights, and he wants to be a version of Dana White of boxing. So that's where Zuffa, which is in business with them, is going to have the takeover is going to be slowed down due to that hurdle. What do you think, Matt?
I think you missed the real battle.
Okay.
It's not a battle between Turkey Al-Sheikh and Dana White.
Okay.
First of all, Dana White is just a figurehead.
I agree.
Sella owns 60% of Zuffa Boxing.
Yep.
TKO owns the other 40%. Sella is not ran by Turkey.
No.
It's ran by another guy. Turkey runs rings separate from all the Riyadh season events.
Correct.
These Riyadh season events that Turkey has been running has been bleeding money. What happens if Sella, through Zuffa, shows that the Saudis can make a profit off of boxing using that model?
Mm-hmm.
Do you think MBS, Mohammed bin Salman, is going to keep Turkey in charge of this stuff?
No.
He's going to go with the Sella guy.
Correct, 100%.
That is the real battle that you're missing.
Well, I mean, to be fair, I said that, but you're going with the guy that
You
doesn't
did.
really.
You did it.
No,
You
I
didn't
did.
say that.
I did, because if you heard the full thing, and that's the thing, we don't listen to just to counter your point. Listen to hear. You know what I mean? Sometimes I feel like Jimi Hendrix, and you feel like Woody Harrelson. A little bit. Sometimes. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes you can listen to me, but can you hear me, Matt? That's what I'm curious. Now, here's the thing, right? I said, as long as Turkey has funding, it's going to be an issue for Zuffa Boxing. And that's the big point what I'm making is the funding doesn't come from Turkey. Turkey has funding that comes from elsewhere that allows him to keep making these cards. And I think Dana White's long-term was exactly what you said, is I will prove profitable, and I'll prove that I can make money for these guys. And this guy's just going to be throwing events, putting his face in it. I think that's Dana White. Well, maybe not Dana White. TKO's long-term plan. That's what I feel like.
You still didn't say what I said, but okay.
Yeah, I did.
Now, let's go through your next point. Okay, because you had some more takes this week.
Okay.
The Zone versus Golden Boy.
Yes.
Well, Matt, before we go on, we do have a guest through the X Space. Rold has joined us, founder of the Corner Stool Substack. I don't know if he had anything to add on the previous Zuffa points that EzRaw was making.
Nothing on the Zuffa points, guys. I was just calling in to put my pick on the record for Garcia and Barrios.
Let's hear it.
Oh, let's hear it.
Draw.
Oh, okay.
I think Barrios hits the hat trick. I think Garcia probably drops him at some point to make it even. Barrios wins more rounds. Garcia gets a knockdown somewhere. We get a third consecutive draw. It is the only fitting outcome for this mid-ass era at welterweight.
I'm gonna tell you right now, if we get another draw, I'm gonna be pissed.
It'll be Barrios versus Roach is competing. Who could get the most draws?
More pissed off than Lex Luger, Matt.
Be sure to tune into the post show if there's another draw. Matt might get canceled.
I'm gonna be pissed because then you know what? Then this shit is rigged. This shit is rigged.
I think
Oh,
it's going to be a
shit.
legit draw. I think it's going to be one of those fights where they probably win 6 rounds apiece, or you got a 7-5 with some knockdowns. So
Nah.
it's
Now, what
going
I
to be
will
close.
say,
'Cause-
if the fight is a draw, I believe that I should be given a point in our contest
No,
because
no.
I am the only person in the contest that has the fight going
That's
the
like
distance.
that's like picking rounds. You don't want to pick rounds. So no, sir. No, sir. All right, let's get to the Golden Boy versus DAZN
Yeah.
debacle. So you have the lawsuit, which we already covered. And the funny thing is that DAZN is, to me, working hand in hand with Matchroom to take fighters from De La Hoya. It's not the first time it's happened. If they keep doing business, it probably won't be the last. But it's also funny that they're working hand in hand. They're working hand in hand, and they're saying on these in the legal verbiage that, hey, even if Virgil were to sign and fight Boots with no Golden Boy involved, doesn't stop us from doing a deal with De La Hoya. And it's like, of course, once you take away a huge bargaining chip from De La Hoya, then you can get whatever the hell deal you want to get from the guy. We know how important this fight is, so it's funny to me the way that DAZN is aggressively attacking a promotion it works with to take its fighters, give it to a promotion that they feel like they work better with, and then say, oh, we still work out a deal. And there's no promise on that deal. They're just saying they're open to it. They're not saying the deal's for sure going to happen. They're just saying they're open to it. And it's a very tough spot when De La Hoya has Virgil, who's trying to leave, and Ryan, who's saying he's a free agent. Whether he is or not, who knows? That's very, very confusing situation. But that's a very tough spot to negotiate a TV deal with. So it's a tough spot that he's in. But like I said, it seems to me like DAZN is aggressively trying to take a fighter from him and get him to Matchroom. Your issue with that, Matt?
Nah.
He's like, no, you're right about that one.
All right.
Well, I don't know if he's right. I just, I'll be honest, I zoned out.
You losing steam, Matt? You losing steam?
I'm not losing steam. It's just that, when EzRaw talks, it's like, wah, 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 wah. It's
This
just,
is the
I
Charlie
don't
Brown
know.
teacher?
Not
Are
me.
you doing the Ice Spice dance? Big guy, big guy, big guy, big guy, SpongeBob, big guy, pants okay, SpongeBob. We should do some TikTok dances for brunch boxing.
I don't think so.
You guys should do some TikTok dances for the brunch boxing page. I think it
We
would do
should.
some views.
I don't think so.
Anyway,
All right, on the Matt. Oh wait, sorry, Matt. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
we can't go to quick hits yet because for some reason Huey skipped the most important part of the show.
Really?
We need to make the people money.
Oh shit! I skipped the easy
Oh.
money. I skipped them. I skipped your best bets. I totally did. I went right after the report cards. EzRaw. Actually, you know what, Matt? You brought us back to the segment. How are you making the people some money today? You actually win the people money.
All right. So here's how we're making money today. All right. We're gonna go with Ishmael Davis money line. We're gonna go with Lee Wood money line. Okay. Then we're gonna go Beck the Bully by KO. Okay. And we're gonna go Amari Jones by KO.
You done?
I'm not done. Why are you being so rude?
Just seems like a long parlay to win people money.
Oh, but I'll give them my best bets also. Okay, we're gonna go Frank Martin money line, Gary Antoine Russell money line, Richardson Hitchens money line, and we are going Garcia Barrios to go the distance.
What's
That
What's that
parlay, 8 legs plus 1955. Now, my best bets out of everything, okay? My best bet, put the house on Richardson Hitchens.
What are the odds?
Minus 410. That's why you got to put the whole house.
Oh yeah, you gotta put the whole house. Maybe get a room back.
Yeah. Also, put the house on Frank Martin at minus 380.
All right.
Can you bet the guest room on both of them together?
Maybe. Now, if we want to talk about tomorrow's card with Clarissa Shields, Franchon Cruz, Clarissa Shields is a -2,000 favorite.
Jesus.
So you might feel like, yo, I ain't gonna make no fucking money with this. Au contraire, mon frere. Clarissa Shields will get the stoppage. Put a straight bet on that at +440.
Really?
Really?
Oh, that's good odds. That's good odds because that's realistic. Oh wow, that's good money. All right, am I ready? Got a really easy one for you today. I've only hit one time this year so far. It's not good. We're in the red, no doubt about it. Let's hit again. I'm just gonna pick the 4 main fights of the card. Gonna take Frank Martin money line, Richard Hitchens money line, Ryan Garcia money line, and what am I missing? Oh, Anton Russell money line. It's about plus. I can't look at it. It's on my phone right now, but it's about plus 130. It's between 120 and 140. You know, it's gonna double your money and then some. But you've got to feel good with all those winners, right? The one that I think people probably feel more risky about is probably Ryan, honestly. But I'm gonna take Ryan on that one. So there you go. Hitchens, Martin, Russell, Ryan.
All right. Let's get to quick hits.
All right, quick hits. We saw this week that Teofimo will be keeping his father as his trainer and also moving up to welterweight. What are your thoughts on that, if any?
Get ready for that Conor Benn fight.
Matt?
No, I don't have any thoughts.
JBZ, do you have anything to say about Teofimo if you're still with us?
Not well. This is a mistake on his part. You gotta hit him, bro.
Keeping his father or moving up to welterweight or both?
Keeping his father, because I thought he was going to move up to welterweight regardless of the result from
Okay.
January 31st.
All right. Matt, your guy, Albert Bell and Andy Cruz ordered for a title eliminator with the IBF at 135 pounds. Do you have any thoughts on this?
Finally, Albert Bell is going to have a chance to get a legit title shot. And I'm going to tell you, Andy Cruz ain't got shit for him. So I'm thinking he's going to be successful. I'm surprised that Andy Cruz is taking his bout because he's about to have back-to-back losses because he cannot do anything with Albert Bell.
Interesting. Yeah, it's a good fight. I'm glad that Andy Cruz is getting right back into a real fight. I think that's the right move. That was a really tough fight that he just had. He looked good. To me, he looked good in it. I didn't think he would look completely out of his realm. So I think that going right back to a main fight to get back at a title, I'm okay. I'm good with that. I like that mentality.
Hey, let me tell you a secret. Raymond Murataya ain't got nothing for Albert Bell either.
All right. We're going to find out.
All right. Now, I know this isn't a great topic, but Matt, we did have it on the rundown. Some extended controversy from the previous Olympics. Aman Khalif willing to undergo genetic testing to compete in the 2028 Olympic Games. Do we have any thoughts on this? Do we want to spend any time on this?
That was the biggest Freudian slip I've ever heard in my life.
Well, what was it?
What did I say?
You said a man.
No, I said Aman.
No, I don't know. I thought I heard a man too. But it's
he did.
It's all right. It's a that name is pretty funny to the whole situation in general. Yeah, I think that you have all these guys that've been on here claiming, she's a man and it's so obvious and ILC and all these things and all that. And I think she's gonna prove without a doubt with the testing that she is a woman. And I think that sucks that she had been a successful gold medal winner and didn't truly get celebrated or wasn't truly, I think, credited for it because of all the controversy. So hopefully they get that resolved. She can compete in the next Olympics and continue her dominance.
Yeah, I just find it funny that the reaction to this is, oh, well, she's a guy. Well, listen, you guys said, hey, if she's really a woman, then she'll undergo the test. Well, now she says she's willing to undergo the test.
Yep.
So now what? Now what? What? In the words of Tyrese, what more do you want from me? Like, what more can she do? Just because she got higher testosterone than you, don't make her a man.
Hey, I got more testosterone than Matt. He's not complaining, right? When he comes up short in these shows.
crazy.
Well,
Manny Pacquiao Promotions has
insane.
won the purse bid for the IBF Featherweight Championship bout between Angelo Leo and Raiz Salim. What are our thoughts on this, and when do we expect the fight to take place?
before we get to that, your wife says you come up short in a different area, just so you know.
I have family that watches this show. I have family that watches this show.
Ezra, I tried to move on.
It's supposed to be a family-friendly show. It's a family-friendly show. And you know what? People are telling me, they say, I don't like the way he talks to you. You know what? And I'm trying to agree with you.
You know what? Hubie tried to block for you like a prom Lorenzo Neal in front of LaDainian Tomlinson.
He did.
But I would not have it. I would not have it.
When you said, hold on, I almost just exited out of the whole app.
I knew exactly where that was going to go after Ez made his comment. So I figured just go to the next topic.
What was this fight won at? What was the person? We have know that information.
Matt, do you have the number?
Like 221,000.
You know what? Credit to Manny Pacquiao for putting a responsible bid out for a fight that seems where that fight should be at. So you know what? Credit to them. Usually they come in and put like $3 million out of nowhere, and you're like, whoa, that fight's not worth that much. Yeah, that's a good fight. I want to see that fight. It's interesting that Manny Pacquiao and I'm getting aggressive with some promotion stuff like that. See how it goes.
When is that fight that Pacquiao's supposed to have with Provodnikov?
April?
Ooh. I'm not sure of the date, but that's
4th or 11th or something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe, yeah, it could be part of that card.
All
I don't know.
That's 2 months away. That's enough time.
I like it. Do we have any more quick hits? Because I got to wrap this up.
2. Kermel Moton will face Wilfredo Flores on February 28th on a Manny Pacquiao Promotions card. Any thoughts?
Manny Pacquiao, the takeover. He's going to take that. He might take that O from Floyd too as well.
Matt, Kermel Moton, thoughts?
Good to see him back out there. Hopefully it's televised.
Beezy?
We'll have to see if it's televised because that's where Elijah Pierce, that fight against
Supposedly it's going to be pay-per-view, which would be a big mistake, by the way.
Right.
So we'll see.
Then last thing we have here for today, rising featherweight prospect, friend of the show, Christopher the Hitman Houston has signed a multi-fight deal with Jimmy Adams Promotions and will be featured on Country Box. Matt?
Hey, let's go, Hitman. He's going to be back on the show soon. I just wanted to give him some shine. That's my guy. Shout out to him. Shout out to my guy, Cassius. They coming in 2026.
He was a great guest.
Give your thoughts. Tell the people that you got to go, and then we'll close the show here.
I just ignored a call from my wife. That's going to go south for me. I got to go. Great show. But I only do is the thing I do with this show. I want people to know that. The only thing this show costs me is money and time with my family. But that's what I do for you guys. That's a dedication I have.
Will you have any content for the people?
You know, let me. I'm thinking about something. I'm ignored the second call from my wife. This isn't good. I'm thinking of doing something tonight that I will just stay up to date. Just stay up to date with me. Follow my feed. I'm out late.
In the words of Brittany Goossen Brown, stay tuned. Matt, send the people home.
I will not send the people home yet. Because right now, since Ezra's gone, I will do the glasses reveal.
Oh, hold up. I got to bring you on solo.
Let me know when it's ready. All right. Here we go. Now, listen, guys. I've been blonde all my life. But I've been made to get glasses. And these glasses are thick as fuck. Here they are. Yeah. Yeah.
Bring everyone onto the page here. JBZ, do you have any thoughts about Matt's reveal?
All right, join the club, man. Join the club.
I'm glad that you waited until Ezra was off the show to do that.
Man.
Trill says you got the Kareem goggles. All right.
Oh boy.
Now we can send the people home. But Matt, tell them what to expect for tonight and the rest of the week.
Hey, we're gonna be back with the post-fight edition of Brunch Boxing because this is a huge event and it deserves a post-fight. So by hook or by crook, there will be a post-fight edition of Brunch Boxing, Ryan Garcia versus Mario Barrios. We've also been continuing on the Brunch Boxing website, our Brunch Boxing Remembers Black History series. Okay, last night I dropped a twofer for you, Sandy Sadler and Jimmy Bivens, the Cleveland Spider. So make sure you guys go to the Brunch Boxing website so you guys can go check that out. Rosebud wants to know, will the post fight be uploaded to YouTube? Listen, this is just my hope for Bunch Boxing. I hope that every show we do is uploaded on YouTube, Spotify, all platforms.
I'll be sure to get this post fight up on Spotify. It's a big event, and moving forward, when we have these big events, I'll work through the editing process of making sure those get posted. They just when we host them on Twitter, they end up being more than
Chaotic.
A post fight spice.
Yeah. Hey, Sam, if you haven't been on the Twitter Spaces, you need to get on the Twitter Spaces. Trust me when I tell you, it's a free for all. It's fun. But also, listen, I got a lot of news and notes coming for you guys. I also have a big announcement that's going to be coming soon. Just watch this space for that big announcement. Do I have any interviews coming up this week? I have rising prospect Nico Woods coming up this week on Brunch Boxing. So make sure you guys go check that out. He's going to be the first official Brunch Boxing fighter. So make sure you guys check that out. Look out for him this week.
Like Sting from the rafters, EzRaw is joined through the space.
I'm back. You can't get rid of me. You can't get rid of me. Let's do another half hour.
Wait, did your wife already leave?
She's about to hit that door. There's no stopping me now.
Oh, no, it's
my
over, buddy.
God.
All right, Matt, close the show. We'll be back
All right,
later for post fight.
First, I want to thank Brittany, Goossen, Brown for joining us. A lot of great information. It was a great conversation. I also want to once again thank Gary Antoine Russell for joining us the other day. The interview is on Spotify, the clean version, where you can listen straight through. So, guys, get on Spotify. Go listen to the Gary Antoine Russell interview. He had a lot of interesting things to say. I want to thank the Brunch Boxing listeners, man. You guys keep us going. You guys are the lifeblood of the show. We could not do the show without you guys. So thank you guys for all your continued support. And if you want to support Brunch Boxing, make sure you subscribe to the Brunch Boxing YouTube page. Spread it to all your friends. Tell them, hey, subscribe to this. Send it to all your friends. Go follow us on Twitter. Go follow us on Instagram. Go follow us on Spotify and leave a 5-star review. Leave us a 5-star review on Apple Podcasts. And of course, I'm shameless. If you want to support me directly, hit the Cash App, ladies and gentlemen. $ is that your face. I also got Venmo too. Shout out to you, Rosebuds. I also got Venmo too. So you guys can always support the platform. And of course, go subscribe to the Brunch Boxing website. Like I said, we have a lot of good articles on the website. And I'm going to be breaking more news on the website again. You know, I wanted to take a lot of the breaking news and scoops to Twitter just to help build the Twitter following. But I'm a writer at heart. I need to write more. The tweets, keeping all my thoughts in one tweet wasn't working for me. So I'm back on the website. Follow me there, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, to the Brunch Boxing website, www.brunchboxing.com. This has been another edition of Brunch Boxing. He is our
real quick. My apologies to Rosebud. I told him we would send a link so he could join today, and we didn't get to do that. My bad, Rosebud. Next week.
Why would you do that and not follow through?
Because we start spiraling. We start spiraling, Matt. And sometimes I know when you get that rhythm, I don't want to mess it up.
I don't think you know what spiraling means.
I may have not used it correctly, but there's maybe another way that we could use it that we haven't been using it before, and maybe that I just introduced.
Did you mean that we were rolling?
Yeah, he meant where you were flowing or rolling. Yeah.
But you know when you're spiraling, that you can't stop that either.
No, but spiraling is a bad thing.
Yeah, I get that, but maybe there's a positive way to use it. This is how slang becomes, right? You were like, I never used that word before, and then when you start using it, you're like, hey, that guy's spiraling.
I think this conversation's going a direction we don't want it to go. Matt, close the show.
Yeah, a lot of Who Shot John coming over there from EzRaw. All right, he is our COO, the Mexican Al Heyman Mike. He is our host, EzRaw Boxing. He is our super producer, Huey P. I am Matt. We are Brunch Boxing, and these are my glasses, and we are out.